Learn more at silopharma.com.
Good stuff. It's 2 o'clock. So guys, one thing before we send it off, and I thought about this for some time. And when I brought to you guys the call of the day, I said, hey, the IV is extremely high. Be cautious of it. You're going to be paying an extended premium, not the route that you should necessarily go. It's actually significantly safer to buy calls in a name like BYND than it is to go shares. Why? Because you can only lose the value of the premium. If you put in X amount of dollars, you can lose the whole investment, right? The options chain, it's 50 cents whatever per contract. That is the max you can lose. You can lose absolutely every single dollar that you put into BYND, considering if you punch in at 70. So if you're asking me, it's actually a little bit safer to trade options because of the fixed risk on it.
And so, like, you want to do a quick? Do you guys have time? Yeah. Okay. So, can we do a quick analysis right now, Joey? So, bring on the options chain.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see if we wanted to get in. For example, let's just do 500 shares of GME.
Yeah,
let's just see how much would
you mean, right?
BYND. Excuse me. So if it cost us 500 bucks a share, right now it's $3. It's $3 on the dot right now, Joe. So 5 times 3, it's 1,500 bucks. Okay. If we wanted to get something similar of a beta or an equivalent move, how much would the premium cost us in the options?
In this one, 150 bucks. Or more, times that by 5, so 200 bucks.
200 bucks, and that would be the max
250
loss.
bucks, sorry.
So that's 250 bucks. That would be your max loss.
That's your max loss.
But that's assuming, of course, BYND goes to 0, right? Because BYND would have to go to 0 from $3.
We can pull up the profile right now, and we can display it when you're going to lose all of when you're going to lose all of that money.
All right, let's watch it.
Excuse me. So hold on, did I BYND
Take your time,
$3?
The big boys are good.
Clear all legs. Let's get this started. Party started once again. Yeah, I have this.
And beyond, I just want to say it's not beyond the realm of possibility that this thing goes to 0. It was just at 50 cents not that long ago. So
you lose essentially all your money at $2 right now, approximately. Yeah, when it goes down to $2.31, essentially that contract isn't worth anything.
I see. Okay, so that's I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I'm getting.
Yeah,
so less than 0. So at $2, that thing is at essentially max.
You're at 0 on the contract.
Yeah. On the contract.
Gotcha. Interesting stuff, man. All right, guys, I just want to leave you with a final thought over here. We're in MSAI right now, and it is breaking out as we speak, up about 75%. We got 8s on. It's clearing 20s. I'm still negative on this name, but I like the chart pattern, so I took it again. We're long at 109. It's breaking through 20s. It just printed the high of the day right now. MSAI waking up here in the afternoon. I hope it continues to run. I'm going to throw in some stops. And Joseph and I will be back on tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Big boys are that way.
Yes, sir. And I feel like we should just write on like a board, get the chalkboard out, get the chalk, and just Bart Simpson, I will not doubt Tesla stock. I will not doubt Tesla stock over and over again. Hopefully people get the Bart Simpson reference. Classic open.
Classic, yeah.
Absolutely. That is... It was game changing, like the whole like.
You can keep changing in every episode.
Yeah, it's the same, but it's different. Shout out to them. Obviously, we have some geopolitical news coming on here, but Tesla red to green has got to be the story of the day. All I can say is
or the quantum names.
Oh well, yes, okay, quantum names too, absolutely. The back and forth with the quantum names, like, is there investment? Is there not investment? Yeah, Tesla. I'm just glad I didn't trade it today because I was thinking short. That's all. I'm happy for that. But you're right. The other story is in the middle of the day.
Trump, if there will be more. Yeah, generally that's right. Put that back up. Those things are up there too short.
Yeah, bring that back so we can.
There's something about Russia sanctions. Trump. It's up to Trump if he puts any more on. I don't know. Anyways, Radera is going to put it back up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's keep going on. It's at the top right there. White House government shutdown administration. No, that wasn't it, but there was another one there. Okay. Anyway, there it is.
Up to Trump if there will be.
Right. So okay. I think we knew about that anyways. I mean, I think everything's up to Trump these days, right?
Get them sanctions.
Whatever's going on there. So Sean's green call came true. What green call? What did I do? What's up, Alexander? Oh, yeah, okay, Tesla. Okay,
Tesla did go, I mean, more than,
we said the bottom would be 410. What was the bottom? 413, so we missed that part.
1213.
Yeah, I mean, we both talked about you mentioned the army or whatever coming through for Tesla.
I didn't think it'd be today.
My daughter could be on CBC, our national. She got called to see if she wanted to do an interview with CBC about the Blue Jays.
For the game tomorrow.
So tomorrow, she's going to be standing outside the Rogers Center tomorrow at 8 a.m. and doing a live hit right there. So High Park Baseball president called me and was like, hey, would you mind if Gia did something on air, national television?
Yeah, buddy.
She got to get some agents up in here for that. So, yeah, that should be fun. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning. Hopefully I'll be here on time, so that should be good. And that's fun. You know, you only get so many opportunities. So she can look back when she's older and be like, you know, I did like a little hit there about girls baseball. Fun. So that should be good.
That's what
Joe will be doing the recap show. I'm leaving about 10 minutes early. I got to go pick up my ride. I'll show you some pictures. I got the car wrapped. So I got the Tesla wrapped. So we're going to go see that, how that looks like. And I don't know. It was white before. All you see is white Model 3s everywhere. Like you see white. There's only so many factory colors.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
So we got to go pick that up there in Vaughn's.
You guys like the color? I like the color. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so that should be good. Well, I'll show you the pictures tomorrow of it. Hopefully it's. My car's not like. Hopefully my car's not like in a container heading to China or something right now. Yeah, so we're
just don't let Ziggy get a hold of it, and then
I don't know. I don't know these guys from Ziggy, so I don't know. Like, hopefully
you gotta watch The Wire.
I know.
Trust me when I tell you, when you watch The Wire, you'll be like, Ziggy he's that character. Like he's so cringeworthy, but you know he's gonna fail, but you have to try to root for him.
Okay.
Because he's that guy. It's like, come on, please let Ziggy's latest scam work out for him. But
scam.
Spoiler alert.
It doesn't probably.
Things don't go too well for Zig.
We had Rigetti.
You see what happened?
Randy's here again. Tesla goes crazy this afternoon, Randy. How can you explain that? Yeah.
Just buy the dip, apparently? Like, yeah.
Any explanations for that, Randy? No. Did you hear anything about Tesla? I don't know. It's just like a nice move back up to 450
That's how
again.
I feel, too.
Up to 450 again. And then Rivian laid off a bunch of people today, but that should be.
Madera mentioned that.
Like
it's not really doing anything to the stock. Yeah, it's kind of a good thing.
They're going to rehire them in Georgia, so it's fine.
Yeah, there's Rivian here. And days high. You know, but Rivian also on the daily chart is starting to little barcode action right here, thinking about what it wants to do. So Rivian earnings, let's just do this together. When does Rivian report is the main question here, because we'll be able to see. I mean, they're still losing money, right, per car.
Yeah,
so 12 days right now, Tuesday, November 4th, we'll figure out what Rivian's up to. Right now they have a short float of 15%, and they should not have a PE because they don't make any money, but hopefully that'll change. And we'll see if Rivian can turn net positive or gross margins there are good. I think the margins are fine. It's just they're not. Yeah, something like that would be good. So we'll wait to see what happens there with Rivian as I think it was minus $30,000 or something a vehicle last time. We'll figure out if they can get that all going there. Cost of inputs probably heading higher, so we'll see.
Randy has faith.
So do I.
That's what matters.
Why are people putting in here Hut?
Hut on the Bitcoin type of breakout.
What happened to Hut, man? I thought this guy, Eric Jackson, was supposed to be the next coming of somebody else.
Why, is that bad?
Yeah, he recommended this thing at $50.
Oh, damn.
He came out with it down to 40 and change. But these high-flying stocks, a lot of them got wrecked yesterday. Every stock got wrecked.
Well, I didn't look at this one, though.
No, but any stock like that yesterday.
This went $10 yesterday?
Yeah, man.
I mean.
Did it?
Yeah.
No.
46 to 36.
Oh, yeah, the very, very bottom wick. Well, everything was hell yesterday at 10:30. There was, like we said, Palantir was down to 170 again. What's Palantir now? 185, 181 with a 181.50 bottom. Yeah, Palantir went to 170, maybe even broke that yesterday. Now it's up $10 as well. So yeah, this market is a fun one, needless to say. So yeah, we're excited. We're here. We're ready to go. Neil and I got things locked down. We're ready to cover anything you guys want. We do have the rundown as well. Sharif, whenever he's ready. He's setting up. Okay, lots of time. No worries. It's 2:10. Right now, we just saw that Trey Savage, the rookie, will be
Game 1, baby.
The guy that was in the single A or whatever at the beginning of the year will be starting Game 1 of the World Series. That has to be a record. It has to be.
I can't imagine
a rookie pitcher with as many innings as he has under his belt.
3 regular season starts to his entire. He's made more postseason starts than regular season starts as
his career starts.
Career starts.
Yeah, more postseason starts than career starts.
It's unbelievable. Like, the guy has nerves of steel, which is all you can ask for.
I think that has to be a record. That's actually a benefit.
Because he doesn't know any better.
Right, exactly.
You just don't. Who knows? Like you just literally don't know any better. It's yeah.
Right. He has that crazy. What is it? A sinker or something?
Well, he
goes over the top. That's what it is.
His arm angle is crazy, like crazy over the top, and he's got a. And most people, the idea is that you can't usually throw a good breaking ball from that angle, and he has a good slider. That's what makes him so hard. Is usually guys that throw like that, they're fastball changeup, fastball splitter, and this guy's dropping sliders on everybody. But the real question is, can he throw one? Can he throw him past Ohtani?
Maybe Ohtani's postseason numbers don't look great, but we do know that he has.
If you take out that Game 4, where it was,
that was
come on,
the best game of all time.
The Brewers were literally mentally, they were checked out. So I get it, he had a great game, but it was basically at the time where those guys didn't even play that game. They were so out of it. But let's go to Sharif. Let's talk about the names that you want to talk about. I'm gonna make a random guess.
Probably
Tesla's number.
No, probably not. Tesla
Tesla
or Beyond Meat are not on there.
Oh. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No, I was just joking. I thought Tesla and Beyond Meat would both be on there. So.
And then probably Open, maybe?
OpenDoor. I'm gonna go with the quantum name. Is it probably on there?
Yeah, cool.
All right. Let's go figure. What, do you think we don't pay attention during the midday there, Sharif?
Hey, come on, man.
That's just what it looks like
we're
doing.
right here.
We're just pretending to not pay attention. Of course we're paying attention, man. The greatest show in Trader TV history is the midday show.
We're all over it.
Where's my watch going nuts over here? LeBron James injury information?
Yeah, because he missed the opener.
Oh, come on. These guys are too much, man.
No, but LeBron's never missed an opening day.
Okay, well,
in his
then
career.
I remember that's probably why I'm getting
it's the first
I didn't know
time
about
he's
it.
ever missed an opening day in his career.
Okay, I just feel like there's so many of those things where you see like people pay all this money for tickets.
He's not quiet. Like he's not that.
Yeah, but they still take too many. Well, whatever. If they're hurt, they're hurt. So that's, I mean, this guy's 42 years old or whatever he is. So shout out to still playing.
MJ didn't take time off.
Yeah, okay. Let's get over to the desk and we'll start trade talk.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, everyone, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys are locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers right there is to join us in the chat any time of the day. Cutoff time is 2 o'clock, though, of course. And throw in your tickers, whatever ticker your heart so desires, as long as it's preceded by that $sign. Make sure to throw in the $sign, otherwise it does not register. Let's look, though, at the four major averages to start here. All of them in green territory. The NQ up nicely, up 0.19, looking at taking out some area highs here at around 25,300. We're about 40 points short of that right now. Likewise with the ES, as it works its way back into 6,800. We're at 6,780 right now, up 2/3%. The Dow lagging behind all four major averages and a smidge below 47,000, up 1/3% on the day. And as we've been talking about lately, the Russell 2000, it's either underperforming or outperforming the other three major averages, up 1.5% today and 1 point away from that 2,500 point area that we've been talking a lot about lately. The first ticker, though, as decided by you, TSLA, no surprise there, reported earnings after the bell yesterday, and initially it was red on the day as a result of an EPS miss. They beat on the top line, missed on the bottom line. A lot of commentary, guys, but this is a good recovery today off that 420 level, wink, wink, hint, hint, from Tesla.
It's so crazy, this move in Tesla. But if you zoom it far enough out, you realize that just take the range from the beginning of throw it October 2nd, because that's when it was that failure of like 475 to 480. But if you take out that crazy day and just look at from the October 3rd, the last 3 weeks, the bottom's in the 413 range, 411 down here, and then your top is around 450, maybe a couple of days where it was a little bit higher for not very long. Tesla just decided we're going all the way. And unfortunately, well, I'll say fortunately, did not trade this one, but I think it might be on the back end. So, forget about the whole wait 3 days dip buy nonsense, because it obviously bounced today, so you can throw that out the window. No longer have too many thoughts about that. But I think it just broke trend on a very heavy candle right as we were starting out. And here you have a bit of a consolidation. I was kind of hoping you could pop back up, maybe give 445 to 446, and then short it on that breakdown. But it might just be like a consolidation short here. I don't know if you'll see VWAP seems a bit extreme, but there's plenty of room to the breakout price at 436 as well. It feels like Tesla's on the back end of it this afternoon, but when you have that you would have thought that revenue strength and then missing on EPS certainly would have held it down. That was my thought today. That couldn't have been more wrong, everybody. So I'm looking to short it only because it's broken this trend now. Hopefully there's a press to even get it back to 445 or maybe even test that 447. But yeah, now the trend's broken. I think maybe we get some profit taking from those that were smart enough to buy it in the morning.
All right. Yeah, my getting messages about things here. Yeah, look, I don't. I think it's a victory, so we'll go bang. I think it's a victory for the Tesla longs, right? I mean, obviously, you battle back. We always see these moves, where you get the dramatic push down and then the raise, right? And so Tesla does this almost on a normal day, let alone an earnings day. The move is actually pretty muted compared to what we've seen for Tesla. But yeah, to be. Oh, that's what it was. Someone in the chat goes, there it is. It's green for you, Sean. Right? That's why, because we voted Tesla red or green. But the vote was at open, so the red still wins. I mean, remember, it was at the open. What would Tesla be, right? But what? I mean, the Nasdaq being up another 1% today is helping. I just feel, I don't want to sound like a broken record again, but it's still in this channel. And I don't know if we got any movement that would satisfy us breaking through anything. If we get another report, again, maybe there's a deal with China or something good, something, then I could see Tesla going. But I would still say, you sell any kind of a rip up here into 480 again, and then if we take down 5, maybe you get back into the long. I mean, Tesla's a roller coaster, and it's just right now, it's deciding what to do. It's like all aboard, and we just got to figure out where the next stop is for Tesla. I mean, it came down here, filled the bottom, and then now you're filling the top. So if you're going to do anything, let's wait for the 200 period. I can show you on the futures and on many different stocks where the 200 period actually means something. So hopefully you can come back into here into 438, 439, and we're able to grab along here as the day goes. So hopefully that's going to be a trade that we can talk about. But Tesla right now only looking long. I don't think it's a valid short at this point just because of the movement. But hey, we've been wrong many times before. I mean, it just bounced off the key level of 450. So if you wanted to short 449 or 448, we have a definite out. But we like trading when there's outs, and we can make sense of them. And I think Tesla gave you a lot of opportunity today, that is for sure. I mean, the bounce off VWAP was huge. So, yeah. Okay, Beyond Meat, it was the only red name we had yesterday. And today we're going to have to give it a look. Oh, we thought there would be quantum names on there. I don't know what SCNX is. Maybe
unless that's a quantum name.
Remember, it was like a little dollar name. It was a hot name off the open.
SCNX? That's that signature. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not.
All right. Beyond Meat hovering around $3, I think.
Yes, sir, Sean, right at that 310 level. And it was quite an aggressive move down. Yeah, that's the move up and an equally aggressive move down, trying to hold on to 3. Obviously, it's more short covering of short-driven rally here as the shorts get squeezed, but they had their day yesterday. There were some headlines. The company announced Tuesday it was expanding its distribution to over 2,000 Walmart locations in the U.S. And then today they announced another distributor that's going to carry their products. Erewhon are going to carry their latest versions of Beyond Burger and Beyond Beef products. Guys, BYND to the moon and beyond.
Well,
not bad, Sharif.
Martin got this one. So good. So
did he though? I mean, I don't know. I'm tired. Like,
well, I mean, he shorted everything else, and this one actually.
He's probably short.
This one actually worked. Well, I don't like the way I see it is all of the other ones. Like the quantum names are down too, but like if you look at it from when he shorted them, it's like well, there's no chance.
Right.
But this one from when he at least said he was going to short it, it's only been a day or two. So like, how could you? I'm imagining there's not many ways for him to have lost here. Like, it's certainly possible, but I don't know, whatever. The point is, I think it's potentially on the back end, and it's going to be pretty key what happens at this $3 level. Like, I've been playing if you break down under 3, we should be able to see like 250 and a 2.4 at some point, maybe even lower than that. That said, let's go to a 3-minute, because who cares? I was shorted this morning, so first one good, second one, loss to flat-ish, really, and then position dependent. So I'm flat on the stock, position dependent, but I'm still thinking if it's under VWAP, I want to short it. And right now it's under the volume weighted average price. So there was a bit of a failed, like it broke out early, did not really get to afternoon support, kind of failed this hump here at 366. And I actually, the worst thing about it is that was the level I liked, but I had to take a call and was not able to get it. And by the time we regroup, it's underneath VWAP. So I'm shorting it here, willing to give it, like I'm getting out at 15, like short 10, getting out at 15, to allow it to possibly break the volume weighted average price and be an out more in the 330 range. Like if it breaks this range, I'll get out and then try another short, maybe somewhere in here at 330. But for now, just holding on to Beyond Meat, which I think it could settle here for a couple of days before deciding its next move. And we did say this was not going to have anywhere near the range that it did the last two. It made total sense that we would have what, relatively speaking, would seem like a consolidation day. And I still kind of hold firm to that, but I'm playing short under VWAP for now.
All right, there we go. We got Patrick asking a question here. So what's up, Patrick? Hope you're doing good. Maybe Neil can look at RCAT. I'll do BBAI. So,
Red Cat?
No. That's Vitali, unless it's a different name over there. But what's up, Pat? We can only call one Patty Ice, but Patrick, you could be that for today. All right, so what do you think about Big Bear? Let me clear that and we'll get going here. So, yeah, I mean, I've talked about this name obviously a lot, and I appreciate you asking me about it. You know, we did our sort of our routine, got out and up once it hit our levels, right? It was the 50-cent level, 850, 650, 750. So right now you're back to 650. I think this is a fine buy, honestly. I mean, we talked about it November, and I don't want to look it up again. I think the November 14th or November 4th or something like that. Big Bear AI earnings. The date doesn't matter at this point. You know, yesterday some of these good names that I thought were decent shots that had high short floats got hit yesterday. I mean, we talked about that. The one that survived was OpenDoor, but you saw like SMRs, the Rigettis, all these kind of names. You saw Palantir down yesterday. You saw Samsara down, some of the IoT. I really like IoT, actually. That's another name that I'm currently looking at to buy as well. But this is just another one of those plays here. So I don't know what everybody's thinking about. Whoopsies. Okay, we're fine. Hold on a second. Hold on these futures. I think it's a buy down here for, if we're going to go quarter positions, then I think this is a quarter now, right? Because I'm still looking to buy down here. So I think if it comes back in, you probably want to buy 550s and then you want to try to buy this 5 or maybe even wait for 450. And does Big Bear AI have the opportunity to get down into these lows? Yes, it does. This has to be a trade that you're willing to sit through because I can't control what happens on earnings. They actually got smoked the last couple of times on their earnings calls, right? They're not an EPS positive company. So that's the other thing, right? It's like right now you're paying for what the future holds. And I still like Big Bear AI. I think they have all those deals. They just had one with the Navy a couple weeks ago, which started to bump them up, which is what this was all about. And then they also have deals in airports. And, you know, you can see air traffic is, the population there. Traffic is what I'm looking for. Airport traffic is still picking up. So, you know, we got that good number from AAL. Let's just wait to see if Big Bear AI wants to continue their movement down. But for me, just on a daily chart, I think it's a buy. I think you can even push it right now at 680. Like, I'd rather get 650. But if you're looking for 100 shares, buy 25 here. And I think you could buy 25 or 50 more when we get closer to the 200 period moving average. And then, you know, earnings is anybody's guess. I just look at things technically, and we do know that there's a 25 to 30% short float. So, yeah, thanks for the super chat. And I'm a buyer of Big Bear AI, but I'm waiting for that 5 to 550 area. I'm already in. So I've already got 40% of my holdings. So we're still waiting. We're still long at that 420, and we're going to wait to see what winds up happening here.
I can't, just for the second part of that, I can't say that I don't hold RCAT. I don't know that I intend to buy it. But I mean, the space, when you're talking drones, military application, maybe you get a bit of a bump down if the positive story that these sanctions can maybe end the war. I think that would be maybe not necessarily the best for them. However, if you look at the double bottom on Red Cat from April, there's your double bottom, draw the cleanest trend line. I mean, it's pretty clean. Clean trend line, and you literally bounced off that yesterday. So when everything, all these high-flying stocks that pull back, it bounced clean off that trend line. So I think that's good support. So if you like the stock, then to me, this is your recovery day that you buy and you give it to the prior low, which is a 950 level. That looks like a good looking swing trade if you like the stock. Like, why not? It's either a moving average that matters to me or it's a nice trend line, and it seems to have a good one here on RCAT that it's holding. Let's go back up, talk about, I already forget the name of the company, SCNX.
Yeah, it was a good one, Neil, until it wasn't. 172 dropping back down now into the $0.25. Scienture, the reason they're moving up is they announced the start of commercial sales for their first customer orders for Arbeli oral suspension. Interesting look there. Look, it's going to be a ready-to-use oral suspension formulation of Losterin potassium, and it's designed for those who can't take the solid dosage forms. Market like that to the tune of 120%. Keep an eye out on this one. VWAP at $1.15.
Right, Marissa's putting all of our so we have Scepter season tickets, obviously not as dramatic as Blue Jays, but she just put them there. Yeah, so it's Marissa's putting in, like, you just saw me cancel them. There was like 10 calendar invites there to all of the games.
My
So,
wife does the thing.
yeah, so it's like I just get updated like every time there's a new post
You're
in
like,
our
why
calendar.
is it blowing up?
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the? I remember I was like, someone's like, my phone's going crazy over here. I was like, wondering if I was having a heart attack or something.
But it's so great to have someone like that organized, though. Like I
would be lost without her. I just look like tonight. I know we have chess and we have hockey. And other than that, man, I just look at the schedule, and then Neil's I'm going to leave with about 10 minutes left. I got to head up north, check this car out, and then Joe's going to do the recap show. I think I'm doing the recap show tomorrow as well, so that should be okay. We do have Intel. I think it is. We have Intel tonight. We have
Intel
tonight and Ford.
That's what you get. Good.
And there's another one too.
But those were the two. Look,
join us for that.
We don't know much about SCNX.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. However, there is something to watch here because I think, look, let me just show you the 15-minute chart. This ran actually on a similar move, if you really look at it. This ran and maybe bag held a few people, but then I think potentially when it did this, it could have trapped a few shorts down here. Because you see that back end and you're like, oh, that seems like a short the pop situation or accumulation for another leg down. And then it breaks out. So there could be something multi-day going on here. It just needs to hold $1. $1 was such a good breakout price for this.
Oh, wow.
It's like at 10 o'clock, this basically broke $1 and never looked back. So for this afternoon, maybe check out VWAP or if it comes back into the buck on SCNX. The volume, however, as you can all clearly see, it's just stopped. So unfortunately, something needs to happen here to get it going in the afternoon. Maybe it's going to require like a little bit of like a dump event to get going. I guess watch that dollar, maybe look for a continuation play. I'll be looking at Beyond Meat, as I said. I'm still in that one. And unless the volume picks up, this is probably a pass this afternoon.
All right, we'll just hustle this up and get to the next story here. We got, Sharif's been doing everything today. So let's go over and talk about OpenDoor and then SoFi.
All right, guys, good look today for OpenDoor, up 5.25%. No real news beyond, obviously, the other meme stocks that are running, namely Beyond Meat. 5.25, but when you guys look at the wider time frame here on the hourly, we're still trending down, guys. Lower lows, lower highs. Has a low today of 685, high of 729.
Okay, so I like this level. I think it's pretty clear here for OpenDoor. I mean, we've gone back and forth with you guys on it. It's going to be a good look of $7. So it looks like it wants to bounce off of here. It's just another, if you just take away OpenDoor and you don't look at the symbol, I mean, this has extended out. Obviously, you would know that there was some sort of a meme or some kind of a bid underneath this, obviously, as it continues to rise up. But then it's just fallen right back in, and it's right into the 50 period again. So, I mean, the 50 period moving average can hold for these kind of names. So I'm not afraid to talk about going long. And then I already said this earlier today, using that bottom wick from yesterday as you're out. So I like it. And we had mentioned that right off the open. So I don't know, like if you had taken that at 685 or something, you've already sort of made the R to R, right? Because it went up 50 cents from that low. Your stop would have been 50 cents lower at that 625. So I like this stock, and I think if you get another opportunity to do something like that, you buy down here at $6-7 again. So the 50-period moving average probably holds. There's still, it was Beyond Meat that had the 60% short float, right?
Oh, this one?
I think I checked this yesterday and it wasn't right. I think OpenDoor yesterday had was it in the teens? Yeah, so I guess it's
What?
Probably right, but it's always, do you have another source? I don't know. So I have 15% here. So I don't know if that's right or wrong. And actually, now that we talk about short floats all the time, I'm not even sure what the open door short float was.
One second.
At one point. Well, you have something different?
23.
You have 23. What? We have the same?
We're looking at the same thing. Okay, this is that.
Open Door Technologies. What does yours say?
I'm about to lose my mind. Open Door Technologies. 23.
One second. Did I not see the short float? Okay, well, Neil and I both have opposite.
No, we're literally looking at the same platform that has two.
I know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sharif has, I don't know why that's different. That shouldn't be different.
Okay, now
Maybe they're just trying
a trust issue.
They're trying to F around with us. But no, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a short float issue anymore. You know, there's so many names that are greater than 25, 30%. So we can go back and forth here and wonder why there's 5% different. But I like it technically the way it's setting up. I think Open Door can work from here. I mean, let's just take an example of Carvana. That was a crazy short float. That was a system where it was a relatively new way of buying cars. And, you know, we all know the story of Carvana. I don't think our charts will load that far back, but this was sub $10, you know, and had this move. So we can all, I mean, even just here looks good enough. So you'll be able to see what happens here with Open Door. And I'd say trust it, trust the process.
Yeah.
Buy the 50-period moving average and get out if it breaks 6. That's something that's not
It's
horrible.
just as good on a daily.
I do want to watch out for Tesla going to 450. Anyways, what do you anything on Open?
No, I was going to say on a daily. If you just look at it from a daily standpoint, it's a bottoming tail candle. This close. That setup is buy the close, because it's going to close below the 50. Buy the closing price, and give it that stop and target $9, just from a technical standpoint. So it's probably like 10% worth of risk to try to grab, you know, like 28%, I guess is a quick little math there. And let's move on to SoFi, which is SoFi.
Guys, no news today on SoFi, but there was an insider selling yesterday. EVP, Executive Vice President Kelly Cano, reports the sale of common shares. So just to give you an idea what he was selling, he sold 10,036 shares, but he holds like 275,000. So barely a drop in the bucket there. SoFi up 4 3/4, trying to take out that $29 level, guys.
SoFi is on, it literally is as simple with like one exception. Buy the 50 period, 50 period on the daily, sell at 29. Over and over with one exception. It can't seem to break out 29. I guess that day we'll look for, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week. We'll look for a breakout above the 29 level on SoFi. But until then, you're buying the 50 period dips and catching that breakout. You're getting good accumulation here. We say this all the time when it comes to any kind of indicator that you happen to like. Is the stock, if you're going to use it, does the stock respect it? In this particular case, the stock is absolutely respecting it now, and it's doing so on like a day trading basis, where it gets to the 50 period on SMA on the daily, and you just buy off of that as a day trade, let alone any other reason, and then just hold it until. And it's probably more like 28.5 than 29 because you don't always get there, but that's a distinction without a difference. So when you have upward trends into flat tops, eventually one way has to break or another. I'm hoping long. And at this point, it's indicating like it will be a long break at some point next week.
Yeah, I mean, I love SoFi. That's the only, like, we bought Bitcoin at 108 and we bought SoFi at 25.50. I haven't really been buying anything else. We talked about Target and all that, but I actually averaged up into the SoFi position, so I really like that trade. So we'll see. I'm on Tesla right now, and I just want to tell everybody I'm going to take the 50 break. But I'm going to take it with like half a unit and then see if we can average it in, because, you know, again, if we rewind the time here about 30 minutes when Sharif was setting up and we were talking about Tesla, I said, like, I don't blame anybody that shorts 448 to 449. So that just went to 448.90, and now it's down $3 from that level. So you did have an opportunity to get in front. We were talking about like not short. This is 2 o'clock here. Like not shorting it in this area as it breaks lower, because we still need to test 450, and it tested it here and almost to the dot turned around. That's 449.45s. It went to, and then came back in. So not exactly there, but whatever. That's good. Like when you run from 445 up $4.50, and then stop and turn around, you know that there's people thinking about this trade. So I just wonder if the next move up, if all of these traders that are thinking about that short right now, did they cover? I mean, because this is going to add fire to the fuel. Yeah. Yo.
But I'm not a
Batman
rapper.
she love. Okay, Joe, relax over there. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't say fire anymore. This guy Wilson Capital all jacked up over there. Exactly. Rewind. All right. So we say bullet. All right. So 449.50. I think there's going to be pressure added to this trade if it comes back up, and I think that when pressure gets too much, bust pipes, and then boom, right there through 450. So wow, what a short, man. Why was I not sitting there? That in the first place. That trade is fire. All right. So I think 440 is where we may dance around with. If we get down into there, that is a buy zone down there at 450. So I don't have anything on right now, but we will look for some more. The future's short. We got busted on that, so we're not going to look at that anymore. We do have Intel and Ford. We talked about that coming through tonight. So Intel was
There's
a
an
short.
interesting
This is a red question. You said question. This is a red
sorry.
stock for me today because we were shorting Intel all the way up. We didn't lose that much on it, but we still lost enough to worry about it. And then it busted through higher. So I'm just glad that we got out of it. But
I think I can get you to say that you would buy Ford, and I know exactly how to do it.
I own Ford.
Well,
Buy more?
notwithstanding that, at today's price, before earnings, which one would you buy at these prices between Ford and
By
Intel?
Tesla. Oh,
No,
GM.
Ford and Intel.
Oh, Ford and Intel. Oh, at these prices, probably Ford because
Intel's
only because they're both before earnings, right? We saw Texas Instruments get crushed. We saw there was another IT name the day before that. Oh, Netflix. Hello. Although Netflix and Intel, I'm not, just the space. Intel's had such a huge run up. Ford's recent bump up there is on amazing GM earnings.
Yep.
So I would say that there's more of a chance that Ford has a better report than Intel. But that might be a great question to put on the chat. Andre, do you want me to message that to you? Which has the better?
Which would you buy before earnings, Ford or Intel?
Yeah. Which is a better buy before heading into earnings?
And if there's a third name worthy, I don't know. I didn't really double check.
We can put on 3 names on there. It's Ford. There's Decker's Outdoor. There's about it. Let's just go Ford and Intel.
Yeah, no.
Do you see anything else? Neil has a screen up.
I'd stick with.
Andre's busy doing it, so we'll
I'd stick with those two.
Okay, so yeah,
Keep it.
What's a better long heading into earnings, Ford or F or INTC?
Yeah.
Or you can just type in Ford or Intel. So people will get it. People are saying none or none. Or none.
Neither, I guess.
No. I don't want to put neither. No, neither's a cop.
The whole point is to see what
right.
people prefer. Not to give me, because obviously when you
That's
take
what I
two
wanted
stocks
to do.
like that, like a large percentage of the
talk about
population,
Netflix.
you can say they don't want to own either one of them. None.
No, I don't like the none. Oh,
we
no.
don't like the
no,
none.
Oh, no. Take it down.
Okay, people don't take none.
No, take it down, Andre. Take it down.
Can I close the
The only thing is that because people, we want to force people to choose. Yeah, it gone.
Nice.
See ya.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Andre. We're going to put it in there right now. Okay, so I just want to talk, that was perfect, just with no none, okay, Andre, that was awesome. All right, so once that's up and Andre's going to be back to switching, I do want to talk about Netflix because yesterday, okay, perfect, there it is. So Netflix just bouncing perfectly. Oh, there was a little bit of a wick. First of all, that wick was 1,100. Did we actually, yeah. So, okay, so you want to talk about why we're going long on Tesla breaking through 450. Like Netflix with an $1,100 name, with the move starting at 1114, it doesn't even think about stopping. We got like one nice candle up there and then another extension. So the real move happens at 1100. That's good sign. Thank you for that. So it is up right now. I don't know if I think I just
early lead for Intel.
You show it on your screen, yeah. It doesn't matter.
Very early lead for Intel, 62%.
I'm going with Ford.
I already picked. I picked Ford.
And
too.
Intel's going to win that one. Intel does have the government back. I mean, I don't.
Well, they also have the one's a double, the other is like 50 or 60% from the lows. And the other one has momentum in the space, and the other one doesn't. Like, I don't know.
Ford was one of the only companies that did not take a bailout. Like GM basically took the whole bailout, so they didn't go under. Ford didn't take $1 from you, U.S. taxpayers.
That's worth crediting them.
letting you guys know about that. But anyways, 1100 there. I just wanted to say, like, you know, if disaster strikes on names that you like, there's a nibbling zone always at the 200 period moving average. I feel like the last time Netflix was anywhere near the 200, I'd probably have to even zoom out even more than this. But I mean, look at this. This goes all the way back to 20, so it's going to be in here somewhere. Let's go. Nope. No. Wow. Okay. So you got to go back to October, and I'm not even counting this move. You got to look at the 200 period moving average. Okay. So there he goes. We actually have a decent pull down right there. So this goes all the way back to November of 2022. The last time we even really thought about breaking or doing anything with the 200 period moving average, right? So we can count that if you want, but that was nothing. And then there it is straight to the upside. So that's actually October of 23. So the same quarter we did this move before. So anyways, I was just going to say that's a good buying opportunity. If you go back to the same quarter, we did this, you weren't here yesterday, but the same quarter last year, it looked like here we got that little bump up there, an extension through.
It didn't drop far enough.
Yeah, so, okay, so anyways, there it is right there. Just wanted to keep that in everybody's mind, that Netflix is at a level of interest if you are thinking about a long.
I tend to agree.
Always get out if it breaks 1100.
Alma Hamada says, Ford, at this time of year, you short it if anything. That's the fun of the poll. We tried to pick, you put two things up there that you might not want to have at these prices. Whoa, what the heck was that?
Squeak.
Okay. Squeak.
You should see, I mean, we did, I mean, look at there, so they're putting up the screen, you can see.
That was over there, not behind us.
Yeah, I know, I just looked at the screen there, you can see.
But they took down the panels.
Yeah, they put them up and then took them down.
Yeah, which was really cool to see. They were amazing. So finally, Beyond Meat dropped through $3, everybody. So I didn't get the reload, kind of threw it in. I took some out there at that 295 again when it bounced. I'm like, okay, let's get back on 310 because it's gone to 310 a couple times. So one more bounce, give it a chance to bounce off 310 again, and then try to fade it to the low of the day. Hasn't really followed through as much. Its volume is fantastic. What's weird is, in this morning, if you had told me there was a chance Beyond Meat could do more volume than the YYAI stock, I'd have told you you're on, you know what, because YYAI was going to guaranteed do $1 billion and Beyond Meat wasn't. But that silly thing is slowed down on volume a lot. I never got to the other reload here at the volume weighted average price on this thing, so I'm just holding it to the close, what I have left from the early shorts at like 11. So I'm in it, but I haven't added to this since the morning show. So we're just holding on to that. And then Beyond Meat as well. And CompuCare team, when you reload, do you take profits? I mean, I do. Like, so, yeah, like pretty much, I'd say like if trading this range under VWAP, like you're shorting underneath 310, at or underneath 310, and this bottom's 295, like if I reload it, then I'm taking profits. And if I take profits there, then I want to reload. As long as it stays inside the range and it works, then I want to go maybe hold some and then try to reload.
I'm going to go short the futures.
And then see if it doesn't get to the low of the day. But the actual low at the open, I know I got this wick. It was at 275. So that would be the target there on Beyond Meat. The other thing I want to do for everybody is I'm going to restart this.
Yeah. Okay.
The afternoon show, the new show. So you guys know the drill by now. Make sure if you have a symbol you want, like I just saw someone, Zachary just typed SMCI, going to make you do it again, Zachary. So jump in the chat. Hit the subscribe button so you can be in the chat in the first place, and then $ and whatever symbol you're interested in. I'm just going to randomly go Intel because we just did a poll, and that was at the top of my mind. And then any name that you guys throw in there is going to show up for us, and we can see what's leading. Tesla, not a surprise. See a bunch of names I haven't seen yet. CJET, NEM, EVAX. I mean, obviously we know Intel and Nvidia. That was me. Ford. Meta. And IONQ, like finally someone's asking about the quantum names. Isn't that bizarre that there was probably nothing more volatile intraday than the quantum names, and yet it's as if it's a nothing burger. Like no one seems to be talking about them anymore.
No, I mean, I was going to start to look at those because I did have IONQ today, and we can talk about that. We basically wound up exactly flat. I mean, unbelievable. Just basically paid fees on IONQ. We'll talk about it. But I do have a new position alert. And yesterday we did real well on DraftKings, man. I mean, yesterday we wrote down the 34 long on our sticky note, and we hit it, I think it was either twice or 3 times. We had it there, and I think there too. So it just came into 34 a bunch of times yesterday, and we were able to get it out, and it kind of ended the day, so we got out on there. Then we had a nice run into that, and then at the end of the day, we dropped down, but we didn't have anything there to worry about. So I'm just putting some orders out now for DraftKings. So if we zoom into where we are right now, okay, nice little pump there. So we just went long. I was trying to go long off VWAP. We kind of got into there, right? VWAP is at 47s. We went long there at 57. Here we go. I'll just put it back to that. So I'm just going to go long. It's not, okay, well, whenever we get these kind of quick moves, like remember where my stops are. So if we can get something out at 60, okay, well, there we go. Let's see if we haven't got filled. Okay, there it is. We just got filled at 67. So you see, even though you don't see 67s here as a number, oh shit, shouldn't say that number. Even though you don't see 6,
7.
something, we got filled right in at that price. So there it is, man. So it's a nice 57 up to 67, long there. And that was 10 cents. Remember what our risk was? 10 cents. So that is a good trade so far. So we'll see if it can get back up to the upside there on DraftKings. The recent purchase of Railbird, getting these guys to the upside a little bit. I'll take something out at 70 as well if we're able to, and then let's go to 75 and take something more out. We're just piecing it out. We're going to go stacks here if we can get it. This is probably not a trade that you want to trade with options or anything. DraftKings is at zeros right now. It's up 0%. So I don't really, think that there's a lot of fire under this name today. But if we can buy it off of VWAP, we just had a nice move into day's high. I know this is day's high, but that was just right off the open. But we just came right back into a good level, went back in, did not even hit VWAP, did not test VWAP there. So I think there's more strength than weakness in this name, despite it being only down flat on the day, so we'll watch out for that. If it wants to get going, we know the NASDAQ is already proving that it wants to go, so maybe DraftKings gets there, and we'll see. My stop is already in. If we break this, what did I put in at 44? Exactly. What a surprise. Yeah, I know myself too much. I put in at 44. That stop level is 47. We'll go down a couple pennies and put it at 44.
Daryl Strawberry.
That's what we're doing there. Yeah, Daryl Strawberry. Morgan Riley, of course, which is Maple Leafs, who suck right now. So Morgan Riley.
Can we really say they suck? It's too early.
Oh, we could say they suck, but we're not in worry mode yet.
No.
What's the Thursday night football game? I mean, I'm so focused on baseball.
Shoot.
Anybody? Bueller?
Wow. I must have nobody playing in the game in fantasy.
I don't know. I must not have anybody either. I have
Thursday.
Today's week 8, so week 8 in the NFL is like 6 or 7 teams or 8 teams on bye. So it's a Vikings, Chargers. Well, I have a lot of what?
Oh,
I have Justin Herbert there. I have the Vikings defense.
I have nobody on that.
I have McCarthy, who I don't think is playing, which is fine.
No, they're still going Wentz.
I don't have him anyways. I don't have him starting anyways. Okay, Chargers, Vikings. Wow. So all about the Chargers, man. The Vikings.
Game, man.
That's a great game. That's good, man. We have a lot of sports, man. We've got that tonight. Then we've got the World Series back-to-back Friday, Saturday. Then we've got the fight. Joe was saying there's a UFC fight on the weekend. That's hitting. And if you're watching hockey, there's college football.
NBA just started.
NBA just started. I love the fall, but I have to admit, I didn't really watch
I know you
NBA.
didn't follow opening day. Edgecombe. Oh, my God.
I don't know who that is.
Rookie, the number 3 pick in the draft, dropped 30.
What?
In his first game. Yeah. Everyone's talking about...
What are rookies doing
Everyone's
these
talking
days?
about...
what team is he on?
What's his name? Cooper Flag.
Did he do well?
No.
Okay.
He had a weak game.
Okay.
Like 10 and 10 or something.
But I don't know who that Edgecombe guy's on. Nordiques versus Whalers, man. That'd be so good, man. I love the Quebec Nordiques and the Hartford Whalers.
He went to Baylor.
2 of the best jerseys of all time. Quebec.
So here's the thing. He plays on Philly, and Embiid was trash.
Embiid was, Embiid.
I think Embiid played like 15 minutes and did nothing, and this kid just went ham.
I'm not hating on the NBA, Fearless Creation. I love the NBA.
What's wrong with the NBA?
What are you talking about? We love the NBA.
Oh,
I just didn't realize it started. I realized it started.
This time of year.
I haven't been following.
Let's be real. In the city of Toronto at this time of year, the Blue Jays are usually long out of it, so everyone's in hockey mode and Raptor mode. But we actually have a team in the World Series, so not everyone is as focused as we would be on what's going on with.
The Raptors beat the Hawks 138 to 114 last night or something like that. Darko was going.
I actually have eyes on GameStop right now. GameStop is up 5%. Now, for anyone asking why is GameStop up, crypto, Bitcoin made a technical break and GameStop went with it. So as long as that's true here, I can let me save this trend line for a second. So when I come back, it's still there. And then I can go to IBIT. And so you had a breakout in both. But what I'm seeing now is, see how Bitcoin's pulling back and GameStop hasn't? So I'm kind of thinking follow in, and if this breaks trend, this will play a little bit of catch up. So in addition to, I'm just kind of feeling rollover on a few things. So I'm already in Beyond Meat. But I'm looking for this trend break here on GameStop on the 3-minute. From the moment of the volume spike is what I'm looking at. So from that moment, can it break down? And then we're going to take the short. And we're going to that?
We are, yeah. DraftKings ripping. But if you are a sophisticated trader here and looking to get 3x leverage right here, this is what we're talking about. It's Beta Pro by Global X. We want to continue to thank them for sponsoring and highlight their products, which are these TSX listed ETFs. So if you do have some Canadian money lying around here and you don't want to trade TQQs or anything like that that's dual listed or anything that is currency hedged, Beta Pro has handled that right now with their 3 times levered products. They have them on bear, bull stocks as well, so you can go short or long with these products. S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and even U.S. Treasuries. They're offering a fee discount until the end of the year, so make sure you go check them out, as it'll be a little bit cheaper to trade with them. And they have the hedge with the currency, so you don't have to worry about losing value on your position based on what the U.S. dollar versus the CAD does. So if you are willing to trade those those at that asset class or those tickers,
yes.
Get over there, Global X by Beta Pro, check them out now, and scan that QR code that you just saw or the link in description. We want to thank them for their continued support. So is that a call for Adara or yes? All right, let's go.
Big volume pop here for Uber Technologies. Nvidia announcing on their social media account that they're collaborating with Uber to advance autonomous vehicle development. NVDA didn't move too much on this. UBER pushing to the upside again. Nvidia saying they're collaborating with Uber to advance their development of AVs. Back to you.
We assess that story. But first of all, DraftKings right now, I just want to let everybody know, that was a... Money. We could sit here, we talk about sports, we talk about stocks, we do some analysis, we do this and we do that. But at the end of the day, what we're here to do really is to give you guys some trades and some good ideas. And I just hope that one was something that you guys liked, and we said we were going to try to get this back into the high of the day, and that's exactly what it did. So just to tell you guys why we took this. Failed high break there, came back in, supported the 200 period and VWAP, tried to go again, but made a higher high right there, then comes back in, does not hold 200 period, but that's fine, holds VWAP. As soon as we saw that, we got in basically on the next candle. We have 2 fills right here, so I punched 58, got filled at 57, and then it ripped back upside. So this is what we're doing right now. I have less than half left on this trade, and we're just sort of topping up a little bit there, and it wasn't like a huge trade or anything, but it was a good one. I liked it. Looks like, I know you have Beyond Meat up there as well. Anyone know what platform they use to trade with? No idea. You know, Neil? We are here with Real Trading.
We're here with Real Trading, and Real Trading is a prop firm, and the platform we use is called P8. It is proprietary to Real Trading.
Yeah.
So if you're a trader at Real Trading, then you trade with P8, and if you're not, then
prop firm. You go to realtrading.com.
Yeah, go to realtrading.com and you can check them out there. But that's what it's all about. So just very quickly, I know we're going to go to Adara again.
That's what's starting to
But
go
this
down.
support has been from here, like 285 area, just underneath 290. That's held since the morning. So if we continue to bounce, I might just punch out of this and then reload it. It's about a 20-cent range that it's been holding, and it did so for a while this morning as well. So if we get back up to the top, short it, and try to rinse and repeat that trade one more time. GameStop is still going, by the way. So no trend break on GameStop. It's just following trend very slowly on decent volume, but not crazy volume. I'm still going to be patient, wait for it to break that trend, and then work to the downside on this name. But let's go up to the desk. Adara has something for us again.
Just be aware, guys, U.S. President Donald Trump scheduled to start speaking in 6 minutes. Now, he sometimes is late. Often, especially at these times, he's scheduled to speak at 3 p.m. But the point is he will be speaking soon. I will be covering it for you guys. Apparently, he's set to make an announcement with regards to our cartels, and he'll be appearing with Homeland Security. So it's unlikely to be market moving on its face. But if there is any kind of question or answer, anything said that does move the market or could move the market, I'll certainly keep you all apprised. And I'll also let you know when he begins speaking. Back to you.
Okay, so Jose, it says, any stock for cartels we can trade when Trump makes an announcement for cartels? No, so I was, Smith & Wesson, I don't really know. RTX, Raytheon, they're firing missiles at everybody. So I think that might be something. You see those, I see those Instagram reports here, and they just show like a little boat going across whatever sea they happen to be looking at. And then it just says like, oh, that's a cartel, and our intelligence says that they're running drugs, and then you just boom, and then it explodes upside. So
what's wild is, so the Venezuela.
I don't even know if that's legal or
not.
not.
My family's from Antigua, and if you go like years ago, there was like huge scandal between some members of the government and the Venezuelan cartel.
Oh yeah, Venezuela. Yeah, I know.
And so when they were just like talking about blowing up boats, there's a literal story of like there was like this underage girl who got involved with some, like the wrong politicians who were involved in this scam and was like on some of these boats, and like there was like a member, like, was a dude.
Oh, underage girls with politicians?
But they were like, what? They found like there was a girl, and then one of the high-ranking member of parliament and like a really big-time businessman were on these like Venezuelan drug boats and stuff.
Right.
It was a huge scandal in Antigua.
And so if they got blown up, that would be a problem.
If that happened now, they'd blow it up, and it's like this dude was a member of like the Antiguan parliament and ish. So let's just say that they're running some serious stuff. What's happening with IONQ?
So quantum computing is just blasting right now.
Yeah, Rigetti too.
So obviously here, these Chinese quantum discussions, this is what apparently we're going to be talking about very, very soon. So, I know that Adam was mad calling Rigetti a bunch of liars, but you're going to find out real soon that that's probably not the case.
See who was lying.
I said to Neil, I was like, they definitely had talks. Somebody talked to Trump or somebody in their thing, because that story just doesn't create itself, I don't think.
You know what it's smelled of? We haven't had a chance to get long these yet, so deny, build long, and then the story can come out. Adara?
I have another update on the quantum saga, which I thought had ended, but now Bloomberg's reporting that apparently the U.S. is considering a quantum computing boost in an effort to counter China. Apparently, these were described by people familiar with the talks, and that they are very much in the early stage of deliberation. Now, to be fair, when we had the U.S. Commerce Department deny these discussions here not once but twice, both Reuters and CNBC, the wording they used was that the U.S. Commerce Department is not in any negotiations for equity stakes with any of the companies. They didn't directly say that they weren't talking to any of them, and they also didn't say they weren't considering stakes in quantum. So with that wording in mind, I think that's worth noting either way, though. Bloomberg now reporting that apparently, contrary to earlier reports, the U.S. actually is considering a quantum computing boost. Back to you.
Okay, so just looking to see like where we could possibly get in. It's tough to get in these plays when there's news like this, because it's like a he said, she said thing. Like one moment you could be all the way down, and then you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing whoops, you're doing that. So we're comfortable trading. I mean, we did this all morning, and we have our stops, and that looked like a bad stop right there. I wasn't even here when that happened. Right back up into the highs, and then that happened. So that stop looks okay after 10 minutes later. So I don't know. I don't want to use VWAP as anything now. VWAP is a technical indicator. It has nothing to do with news or anything like that. If VWAP was under here, then maybe I could use it. But now that VWAP's in the middle, no. So I would say that if you're going to go long, maybe it's this breakout right there, $59. So we'll see if IONQ can come back in as well. And then the spaghettied one right now, same type of thing, right? So you're back into VWAP. That looks a little bit cleaner.
It looks a little stronger.
But I'm still not using VWAP as an in. I would just use that breakout spot as an in to see if it holds, and then you can go to the next shelf down and say, so this would be like a 39.20 fill, and then your out would be 38.75. So 50 or 60 cents worth of risk there to get obviously a lot more upside. So yeah, quantum's going to be the talk right now. 3 p.m., we're going to hear exactly what's going on with President Trump, I hope, when he does have that announcement to make. To me, the more interesting story is Uber.
Might be worth waiting for him.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything with quantum until we see that. I do have it up on my side screen right now. We did get out of some more DraftKings. We'll talk about that. But Uber there, getting the boost there. I think there was an Nvidia, the story was Nvidia and Uber. So I'm actually going to look that story up again right now and see if I can find it. So here it is right here. And I'll just show it to you so you guys can all see it. We're collaborating with Uber. This is from Nvidia Drive. We're to advance autonomous vehicle development. So they're looking to see how they can scale all this, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, man, the best, hopefully the best thing about our show is just the show in general, but we do have Adara ready to go. So when Trump starts talking, we're going to throw it over to her. If he mentions anything about quantum, you're going to hear it here first. I'll keep quantum up right now. I think it's a break long of 63. I know that sounds crazy. I don't know if we get up that high, but maybe we do. Or if there is no talk of quantum, you're going to have to wait to the end of his press conference, because we don't know exactly when he's going to be speaking and about what.
This
guy goes on rants and tangents all the time.
I have no clue. You just have to be patient and wait for it, I think.
Yeah, let's just wait. I'd rather be right late than wrong early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd rather have that follow through.
And plus, it's power hour.
It is power hour now, but I'm going to watch for Getty just because that's the one I traded this morning. But Uber looks equally interesting from a trade standpoint. Like, why isn't Uber is a potential breakout as early as tomorrow? Like, look at this 15 on Uber, nice range bound. Kind of needs to take out 95.5, 97 would be a bigger deal. But on the way there today, it's already, this was breaking out the highs. Like, forget about these things. Like, Quantum was like dip buys. Like, this was already at the high of the day when it broke out. So this is a nice continuation. You love a partnership with Nvidia in any sense, but autonomous is an absolute game changer for Uber, no questions asked. And Nvidia is the right partner to have. I'm going to throw that. I don't want to give up on GameStop because it's holding the trend so well that eventually a trend break I'm going to really like, whether it works or not. But it's just continuing to just ride higher and higher and higher, despite Bitcoin not really doing much of anything. We're going to go over to Uber here, look at this higher low, see if we can't get a bull flag hold at about 94.5, and see if we can play that into 95. Like the second I say, if I can't try to get this bull flag play, like the first thing it does is run 95. So just ran 95 and back in. It's still holding the $0.50. I want to see if I can pick up one of those dips. I'm pretty close. Oh, wait a minute. That should have triggered, so I'm just going to punch out. I said I was like pretty close to getting trailed out of Beyond Meat, and then realized I didn't get my trail. So I just went over and punched out manually. Because I knew it broke here. Like, it broke 93, so I should have got 94, so I'll just take 95s. It just means I probably misplaced my trailing stop, which is fine. But there's the kind of trend break on Beyond Meat. I'll wait for it to come back up. It's got a 20-cent range on it. The top is 310. So the next time, I'll probably wait till 310 again. For the short, close enough to the volume weighted average price here on Beyond Meat, and volume on this stock is absolutely no problem all day long. So yeah, Uber and the quantum names are going to be in play. Anything else, you guys let us know. Oh, give me a break. Uber just broke 95 again. I was bidding 61, and it looks like it just missed, and now it's already at 95.5. Uber is flying at this point. I'm happy because I still own some, but I just got into it.
Yeah, I mean,
but I haven't done anything.
A lot of Uber,
the last thing I did in Uber was I think I sold like a quarter on the S&P thing, and I haven't bought or sold it since.
Yeah, I mean, it really has
profit on the S&P, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, we should have just took it when we heard that story. I mean, that was a great story. You know, we've seen so many things. SoundHound partnering up with Nvidia, bang. You know,
Lumen.
I don't know. I wish I had more examples. Lumen, yeah, anything.
Well, no,
LiDAR.
I thought of Lumen because of the Palantir deal, and I forgot to check out if
it's just like any kind of a blah 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 Nvidia. You know, you're gonna get that bump. So there goes Uber, and again, congratulations to anybody that sort of heard Adair mention that, or Neil or I called up on the charts, because there's the break right there. So I'm always looking for breaks. But at this time of day, you're looking for breaks that are there with some sort of news, right? Because it's not like it's just going to break and run into the close. Unless you're long today, I mean, the market's still up 1%. So there's a nice play for Uber. It's continuously extending. So great call. I would say Lyft is probably not affected by this too much. I would think Lyft should go up on this news. I'll just tell you why. You would think, okay, so it is going up. It's whatever deal or whatever they're doing with Uber and Nvidia. I'm sure it's not what is it called when you can only one person can exclusivity, right? So I'm sure it's not an exclusive deal there. I mean, if Lyft wants to work with bigger and faster and the best chips in the world, I'm sure Nvidia and Jensen is just a phone call away. So we'll see what winds up happening there with Lyft and all that. So I think that's also a good one. What is it, RWD? There's another company called WeRide. Yeah, so this is a little one in the NASDAQ. I only know about this is because up in North Bay, where my wife's from, there is no Uber or Lyft. So they have WeRide. And I was like, WeRide? But there's a stock right here, WeRide, WRD. So I don't...
Owned by Russell Wilson.
Is it? Oh, because we ride. Yeah, yeah. What he said, the Broncos.
Or whatever the heck.
The Broncos are still paying that guy, I think, $35 million. So shout out to Russell Wilson. But who is now quarterback of the Giants, who's now playing behind first-year starter Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, starting quarterback, probably makes $5 million. Their bench guy makes $40 million. Okay, so that's the whole problem with Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. Brock Purdy just got paid huge. Yeah. Mac Jones went in for the San Francisco 49ers and started lighting it up. So Brock Purdy's always going to get the job back because they can't have a $40 million guy who's in his fifth year, whatever Purdy is.
You know what kills me about Mac Jones? like the Jets. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to dunk on the Jets here, but I have to. It's like the Jets go with Josh Fields, but like anybody could have had Mac Jones, a former first-round pick as well.
Yeah.
The more steady on a team with a good defense and a good run game, you could have had a
Yeah, but the
steady
Patriots should
quarterback
have had a good defense.
instead of taking a wild shot on a dude that's never really proven he can manage the team.
Well, Brock Purdy was also the last drafted. He was like that, whatever they call it.
The Mr.
Irrelevant, Mr. Irrelevant. So I hear what you're saying, chase the packs, everybody in the chat. Like, I don't know what this guy's doing over there, what Russell's doing over there, but it's like he is blowing, like, I don't know.
It's like a vacuum, isn't it? It's like a
Sounds
really loud
like a vacuum or just an air pressure thing. I don't know what's going on. We apologize.
I can kind of see through the plastic. I think it's a vacuum. He's just vacuuming.
Whatever he's doing, it's very loud.
No, it is pretty loud. Like when Adara's talking, I can barely even hear Adara because of that sound.
Yeah,
Derek can barely hear us
also
as well.
not hear us either. So,
No, but that's part of the Studio 8 thing. Like
Probably
you
a good
can see
thing
what's
she
going
can't
on
hear
here.
us, to be honest with you.
The entire area of the stage where the news desk used to be and where the production crew used to be, like all of that had to go through like this side renovation where they redo the floors, they do the walls and the ceilings in the all black, like all of it has to, what they did this side, they were doing on the other side as well, and it just takes time.
there's a lot of big things happening.
And
so I don't know anything about, he said, he's like, we could do noise gates on our mics and it would fix that, but I have no idea what that even means. So we do have
above my pay grade.
Andres there. Did I see Fabian today? Yeah, I saw Fabian today. But anyways, if there's something we can do for the sound, the team is on it. So I do apologize for that. And thank you to everybody for... Okay, so so Andre can barely hear us too, and he's just sitting about 10 feet from us with, studio headphones on and is in charge of the sound as well. So, look, man, the trades are here, so I appreciate that, Chase the Packs. He's like, all good, man, as long as we can see your trades. And so I just got out some more, so I only now have 20% left of this DraftKings trade. So out, about 15 to 20% each out. We got an out there once it broke back down below 75. It's now bouncing here. I think I'm just going to wait and clear this out if we take down the bottom. So I'm going to switch my stop right now and just enjoy the ride here for the rest of the day. 34.48. If it breaks that low right there at 50s, we're out. I'm not going to, although 48 is VWAP, I might just get out of, let me get out of some more of this trade. I'm like a little bit not interested in it anymore. It's not doing anything, and I just waste my time sitting here sometimes looking at these things. Okay, so let's go back over to IBIT. I just don't, okay, there it is. So we get some 66s there. So now I have less than 10%, actually exactly 10% left. All right, IBIT, Bitcoin. I'm always looking for something to do, right? So in the afternoon, you guys let me know if you're seeing anything set up. You asked us about RCAT already. You asked us about Beyond Meat and all these plays, and we're trying to do our best to cover that. Although we too are getting frustrated with the sound, right? So, all right. So Trump, I don't think has started yet.
No.
Adara will bring us any of those news stories. So we're waiting for IONQ to possibly do something on.
Sorry, if you don't mind, I'm just going to interrupt here. So he hasn't started yet. Apparently, the admin has, I'm seeing a report here, they've opened Alaska coastal plain to oil drilling. I checked some of these deep sea drilling names, not seeing anything. Maybe keep an eye on oil. The stream also has not opened yet on the White House YouTube channel for his talk, so it looks like we've got a while yet.
All right, so.
I got that. The stream has not done anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Even when the stream opens, I don't know how long that takes.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that once you see the stream up, that Trump's going to be on right away. So President Trump will be on right away.
But we're here for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be there for it. So someone said, now in GameStop, and my answer was no. It's bouncing off the trend line again. So if you're playing this long off the trend line in the 3 minute, congratulations. I'm just looking to take one shot at it short. Right, like it's 309. The way I see it, you break the trend line, I get short one time and try to play it into 13.25. Like that'll give you like 25 to 30 pennies or so worth of upside, or in this particular case, downside. What's bad? What happened?
Man, I just got a letter. You probably did too, from the lawyer. Oh my God.
I don't like letters from lawyers. I'll never forget. Anyway, that's a bad story.
No, it was no. It's fine. It's not. Maybe I should have prefaced with everything is fine. Okay, it's just October the 29th. Listen to this.
It made me think.
The building's contractors will be conducting very loud jackhammering work outside the corner of our unit. Okay.
That sounds lovely.
But it says just by the entrance, so I feel like that's
not us.
It's going to be the other side, unless it's our entrance.
It better not be ours.
Yeah. So and then it says, okay, lawyer. There we go. Feel free to work remotely if you can. Okay, guys.
Yeah, which it's hilarious
Yeah,
they always
not-
send that to us as if it somehow applies to us.
Yes,
Like,
yes. We were not even really allowed to work remotely during. No, Joe.
but there'll be extra. But there's extra lunch for us on that day.
No, it'll probably be canceled that day, I would assume.
Well,
There it goes. Please ensure that you notify the lunch lady there before Thursday at 2 p.m. If you are not going to be here. So that means that there is going to be lunch, actually.
Yeah, but
So anyways, all right. Well, that's okay. I was nervous that it was something about the studio, but the jackhammering
Yeah.
is going to be outside.
jackhammering.
Can you imagine that? Like, we're just talking about the noise, and then we get a note about, like, extreme noise next Wednesday? Oh, my God. All right. So that's good there. Thank you to that guy for messaging us and letting us know about it.
Yeah.
All right, Adair, are we live yet? Is the stream open or what?
No, it's actually not a Trump-related update at all, though I have been refreshing and checking. Lumen Technologies pushing higher here. This is a nice pop in this 15-minute candle. We've already done almost 2 million shares worth of volume here in this one candle. Fox Business saying that apparently Alex Karp, CEO of Palantir, is going to appear on Fox Business to discuss Palantir's partnership with Lumen. Now, this was announced this morning, was not in our watch list because there wasn't really enough volume to justify it with the busy earnings day. But either way, Fox Business saying that Palantir CEO Alex Karp will appear to discuss the company's partnership with Lumen. Now, Palantir, for its part, not reacting too much to this story. But either way, keep an eye on both stocks when Alex Karp steps up for Fox Business. I'll keep an eye on that. If I get any more details as to the time, the when, the where, I'll certainly keep you posted. Back to you.
It was like randomly mentioning Lumen like 2 seconds ago or a few minutes ago. I had no idea there was going to be a further breakout on this. I think this is a swing. Like this is a clean breakout on Lumen on the daily chart with some room to go here. And in Palantir partnership, why not? It's been stair-stepping up anyways, and you've got the next step. It's going to, knock on wood, close above 7, like this prior high of like 746. Okay, that's not. There's 49 minutes left, and it's like 20 pennies higher than that prior high, so I suppose it's not even a lock or anything, but it looks like it's going to. And I think as long as it does, that's a good continuation play. Okay, GameStop is now, here it comes. GameStop is going to break the trend line here. And what? Oftentimes, I paid for locates here, 99%. I did. I said double check, because I didn't remember if I'd paid for locates on this. They're not free on GameStop. They pretty much never are. Let's just go down a cent. Really? Okay, there we go. It's like, why am I just sitting on the offer? I'll just take 63s. So there's the trend break on GameStop. I have my stop in at this bar. If it breaks underneath 23.60, I probably move it to the actual prior bar, but that prior bar is too tight of a stop. So I'll just kind of give it to the one before. And this is a trend break. So, look to see if this can hold down. If it consolidates underneath, because it hasn't closed the bar underneath the trend line, then I'll wait for a second entry. Once it does that, then I'll take a second entry. And again, look for the pullback. I don't know about VWAP, but certainly the 50 and the 40 levels are the first stops for myself. So in a little bit GME, let's see if I can get back into Beyond Meat, because I just looked up. Oh, it didn't get there. Close, but no cigar. The close is only good in, what do they say, horseshoes and hand grenades, right? And
Global thermal
thermal
weapons.
thermal nuclear weapons, apparently.
That got dark pretty quick.
Yeah, that's.
There.
Let's not go there, because that's a different. That's much different from close.
I mean, if we are going to go there, we can check out some nuclear names. I mean, we can see
And
here
nano-
on
and
SMR up 6%. So again, same thing holds. Like, if you get a company that you think has gotten beat up a little bit, whether or not it's earnings, whether or not it's sentiment or whatever it happens to be there, SMR came right in. I mean, whatever, man. It came within $3 or so of 30. So it came within 10%, and a 10% move on SMR is a daily move. So you came pretty close to potentially getting back in. And I was going to, if it broke 30, look at it again. So I hope that I don't look back in a couple of days and it's over 57 where we sold, because I didn't get back in. So that's the toughest part about selling something, is it's hard to get back in. So we'll wait, and I'm going to wait for that $30 mark and then get a little bit, nibble back in to that as well. SMR and then Oklo, I think. I want to do some work about which one, because they've all fallen into the 50 period.
I told you my
average.
theory.
So we'll wait. What was it?
The only fundamental thing I know between Oklo and SMR is that SMR has, like, whatever the nuclear regulatory body is, SMR is designed for their small modular reactor, has their approval.
Right.
Whether or not they can actually make this thing and sell it and get some clients, that's a different story. But they already have their approval, and Oklo doesn't. They've applied for it, but that to me that just makes SMR like a little bit ahead. But I'm sure there's someone that can come up with a case for why Oklo is better. But that's my logic for owning SMR and holding onto a piece of it between just sort of picking between the names. Like if I was like, I have like QBTS, and it's like the reason that one over others, I crap you not, my wife was doing a course on data security, and some people within the industry were like, knew something. They're just like, oh, this is an interesting stock. And we've been talking about quantum, like, yeah, whatever. It was cheap. And I had no idea I get no idea how to pick between any of them. So I'm like, that's enough for me, because they're all ridiculously speculative. But if someone you think is smart thinks that one's better than the others, then who the heck am I to decide? And they're basically all the same thing. But SMR strong day today, no questions asked. It's still only 3:15. I guess we still don't have the president. I thought there might be follow through this afternoon in these quantum names, but it's just not. You know, you got the volume spike. The volume's already tapering off, holding VWAP, but no pullback into the prior breakout level, no breakout into some prior highs here on Rigetti. It's just kind of diddling in the middle, which is a heck of a nothing burger. Now you could trade a nothing burger and win. Like that's. Don't get me wrong, like you could be buying that bottom bull flag and scalping out, so there's no guarantee that sitting out Rigetti right now is the right decision. Same way there's no guarantee that trend break's any good. Like I take the trend break on GME, thankfully, I haven't added to it because it technically has not closed underneath the trend line. It broke the trend line in this candle, but it hasn't actually closed underneath the trend line, so to me it's not really an A+ setup at this point. It's just kind of like a B. That's why no add. And then my stop is the prior bar high, like it always is going to be. Yes, Smooth J, that is a nice bull flag on Rigetti. I just didn't want to trade it until after the president speaks or whatever. Like what? Like I feel like what if you get into it and then the first thing he does is randomly decide he wants to mention something about the quantum story, and you happen to be sitting in the stock. Good luck. You could just be kind of screwed. Not that he's going to say anything about quantum. It's just you never really know.
Some question here in the chat. I'm going to put it on here if I can find it. There it is. This one, I want to send it. There you go. Yes, I would. Right? Next
they
question.
all look interesting.
Yeah, no, I think that Explorer Rob there. I was just playing around. There it is. Yeah, no, I think it's worth it. I mean, especially if this president. If you think it's going to be quantum related, just buy now because he's not on air yet or anything. I don't
know about IONQ, but like right now Rigetti 40. You have two stops. You've either got the prior close stop at 36 is 10%, or you have the prior day low, which is 15%. Either one of those stops, 10% or 15%, those are pretty solid.
And let's just talk through it. Like even if
in the highs, they get 50-something.
He's definitely going to get questioned on it. He's going to talk about America. I think these are American companies. He's going to talk about it, and I think he's going to be like, yeah,
I agree.
Quantum is a thing we're looking at. Like, is he going to say no? I mean, I don't really see that happening. I think there's some truth behind these stories, and we've seen it so many times. We saw with the metals plays. He was talking about that. He talked about USA and independence on oil, and then all these sanctions are coming out against Russia for their oil, and then China hops on board as well. And then again, if the U.S. is investing in quantum names, I mean, you don't think the Chinese government is doing the same thing? That's why I like a name like Alibaba and some of their strong computer plays over there as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't see a negative about trying to swing them. I mean, now whether or not the amount of money and the risk that you guys put into that is completely up to you. But I think, as Neil just broke down there a little bit, I do think it's worth the swing. I mean, look at Alibaba today, up 4%. We don't even have a story about them. What they're also doing glasses. Come on, give me a break. Who cares? So
and they're not even that well priced.
Well, they have that Quen. They have their chips are going well. And yeah, China's a thing. So FYI on that. And I think that if they can get a deal with China, and that's another thing, Trump could possibly talk nicely about China.
That's what I think.
Well. So for me, Rob, Explorer 12, you're welcome. That's what I would do. I think it's worth it if you're a gambler. And tomorrow you have 0-day options, so you could also wait to do that. But I just think it's going to be way too expensive to trade those tomorrow, especially if there is a story regarding quantum. So as soon as the stream is up or he takes the mic, maybe Adara will come right in and then let us know at least that there's some. We can even show it on the screen.
And yes, I agree with you, Sir Poopy Hands. IBM is
There's a stream now. There's a
there we
stream
go.
now. I updated, and we have a stream. It looks like it maybe opened like 5 minutes ago. It's probably the last time I updated, I guess. But yeah, it's up, but there's nothing showing. It just says we will begin shortly. And that screen I've seen has been up for like a while at times before. Even today, before the Caroline Levitt talks, I think it was up for like half an hour.
Yeah, so just we play the waiting game once again, and which is perfectly fine. And someone said in the chat, "Oh, you guys can't say what you this or that if you're not disclosing your positions." Look, we've day traded some of those stocks. I can tell you personally, in my family, we have a little bit QBTS.
No, but that person is wrong. We
very
can't
long
say
time
whatever we
ago.
want.
We can say whatever we want. It's just I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just saying it looks like a good technical setup. Like I personally wouldn't swing it, like I said, until after he speaks. I think the setup's not bad. I don't know that Rigetti would be the one that I would swing. I think I might just stick with, only because I already have D-Wave. Like I'd probably be more inclined to just stick with that one. From a technical standpoint, it doesn't look bad. Rigetti's setup might look, Rigetti's setup risk to reward, just looking at the current price to the prior close kind of deal, is just, like it's maybe a smidgen better risk to reward. But I would argue that either one of these technically looks pretty good from a risk to reward standpoint. If you're just doing the whole coin flip, that this gets confirmed and does another leg to the upside. You have to remember, what was the revenue of Rigetti? 15 million maybe? Something like that, right? Like what's the, well, let me just, I'm just gonna pull it up for real, just to get the market cap of Rigetti. I don't wanna, sometimes we'll just say numbers and it's extreme. Yeah, okay, so $11.7 billion market cap. $11.7 billion market cap. Like this is not something that I think is remotely a fundamental play. The revenue, I said, okay, my bad. I thought the revenue was 15.
5?
1.8 million. $1.8 million.
Market cap
You
of
can't
what?
get a backup shortstop for 1.8 million.
No, that's probably the league minimum.
I think maybe just a little bit higher.
Okay, I think in hockey it's like around 1
I'm
something.
saying, like, you can't. Yeah, like, trust me, the Jays have dudes who won't get into the World Series that are making 1.8 million.
Oh.
That's Rigetti's revenue. So I'm not sitting here telling anybody that that's some kind of a great investment. I just think.
Do you remember when IBM was down
Trade.
8%?
Yeah, not anymore. It's not.
Yeah, IBM's
This is the
flat.
problem with these dip buys.
Like, look at this. Look at this right off the
I thought
open.
it was like a just wait a couple of days and buy the dip on IBM, not buy it at 9:30.
The reason why I called this up was I was thinking about, you want to talk about the OG quantum play. I mean, IBM, you know, has been working on quantum stuff for a very long time, and I think they're a play here as well. I mean, so is Google. And so all of these names here, if you wanted to, again, obviously when we talk about swing trading some of these names that have $1 million in revenue, Google's revenue just from YouTube alone, let alone everything else. I mean, we don't need to compare these to each other. This just might be a safer bet longer term if you do have quantum love. So we can wait to see if there's going to be any plays
Alphabet
there.
just made more than 1.8 million in revenue as you were saying that.
Yes, yes.
Let's be real.
Yeah, you're probably right. So right there, Google, I like that play, especially into view up. But look, I mean, look what's happening here this afternoon. Like, I wish that there was a little bit more spice in this market, but there's the short. You know, so if you wanted to go short, and with the market up 1%, I'm going to hold off on doing any shorting. But I do still have the trade to break through for Tesla if it does come into the 450 level. But we just bounced off again, feeling pretty. Like, we could have just bought these dips. So I think maybe we're not even really getting that close to the 200 period moving average. So we are getting close, but I don't have any bids there. Like, we are looking at 440. That's what's not getting close. So maybe a little bit of a dip down here. Now we are 20 minutes away from the imbalances, so that could be something. So let's just wait to see. The future just made the new high again, or close enough to it. So we'll wait on Tesla, hopefully getting back up to that 450. Look, $5 on Tesla can happen. Disney, let's see if they're doing anything. We did have that bad Netflix number, obviously, yesterday, but then Netflix bouncing today, clean off 1,100. Look what Disney's been doing. They didn't even have any real reaction to Netflix yesterday, and they're just straight up as well. Right now, just boom to the upside there. If Warner Brothers, which is WBD, they're going to talk about, you know, acquisition and all that kind of stuff. You know, if someone's acquiring Warner Brothers, Paramount, anything like that, it's for the content. I don't believe anybody has more content than Disney. Remember, Disney's also ABC and ESPN, all the sports that they are involved with over there at Disney. Plus, you get the theme park business, which is really the moneymaker anyways. So I think Disney, if we're going to have some talks here, no one's buying out Disney or anything like that, but this adds value to their properties and their what they have there as far as all of their intellectual and artistic properties. I like Disney, and I think that it continues to work, and we just had a nice little downside flush in Disney as well. Worth getting out if we get back up to this 125 area, but you still have a little bit of get up on there. And like every stock we're going to call up, man, I mean, there's the 200 period moving average.
Whichever one it respects,
bouncing off of, right?
Buy.
Look at
some
IBM.
Stocks, yeah, some stocks respect the 50, some respect the 200.
IBM ticked all the way down to the 200 basically today and then bounced off. GE Vernova yesterday had like an $80 move and even more than that intraday. That was real down there at 535 on a miss for GE Vernova. Miss opportunity was taking that trade.
I'm pretty sure I was at 22.
You had 20% in one day. Basically.
By the time, like I said, I had an appointment yesterday. Like by the time I realized that I was so mad.
The market was bleeding, right? I mean, you would have just had to say, you know what, I'm taking this.
But I wasn't aware of what was happening until it had already happened. Like I never had the chance to be like, oh, I should just get involved.
I'm exhausted.
Trump is here. Trump is here. They're playing the intro Trump music. Trump has arrived, and I will keep you all posted.
What? There's music when he comes in?
Thank you very much, Dara.
There we go. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so
Dara.
let's go, man. Let's go over to IONQ. So right now, talking about the cartels in Venezuela, as we had already talked about, so we knew that was it. Rig, yeah, I mean, that's again,
thank
oil.
you, Steven Springer.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, shout out to that's a great name in the city of Toronto right now. Shout out to George Springer, who just gave us the greatest moment.
Who I bet on for World Series MVP.
I like that.
And
bet.
to one.
I like that bet. Rig. Look at this trend. This is about as clean as it gets from the first moment that it mattered. Go back to April, top, bottom, clear the trend line from bottom to top. When this breaks 4, if this breaks 4, then it is breaking out the top of this trend line. Pure technical gold. It just hasn't, it's at the top of the trend line. So, for me, if I was it has to break out the $4 level, or I'm not even thinking about getting involved. It's on a daily chart, so it has to close above and open the next day above as well. Right? So you need a couple of things to happen for the continuation. But I do like that setup there on Rig. It just needs a little bit more to confirm. But we kind of thought there'd be something for quantum potentially, so I'm gonna have my eyes on Rigetti here potentially. Still nothing really going on just yet, but I do like that play over there in Rig.
I mean, there could be a trade right here if you're looking at something that's maybe not Trump related at this point, would be Uber. And Uber is pulling back into VWAP. So it's right back into that NVIDIA breakout point. Right when the volume started to pick up again. Excuse me. Right into here, 94 change. Oh, I know why I'm tired. Because we swam again. So I went swimming again for the first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because your body.
So now it's yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, just an excuse, I guess.
It's crazy how fast. If you don't, if you have a regular workout routine and then you don't do it for a week or two, your body's like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? And you get a little bit more fatigue. But then the second you get back into the swing of things, I'm the same way. I actually mentally, if I don't work out for a couple of weeks,
that's why I want to get back.
My mental health isn't good. It's just.
What's up, Joe?
I get
I want to thank Joe for taking that spot for me. I got to go pick up the car. I'll show you the pictures tomorrow of the car. And so, I just wanted. I missed a phone call, so I'm trying to figure out who the heck that was.
That's all good.
No, there's nobody. In case it was something regarding the car, is what I was thinking. Oh, Enercare. Huh? All right, Enbridge. It's the furnace.
Oh, gotcha.
There, they probably want to do a maintenance check. Maybe I'll see what the voicemail says.
It's a good time of year to be checking out the furnace.
Yeah.
No, we went to when we went to put the heat on, we had an issue with ours.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, our heat's already.
It was the filter. So
right. That's the other thing.
Replacing the filter and it was fine.
Changing of the filter in the furnace.
I'm gonna do yourself. Yeah.
I have a bunch of filters sitting around my house. All right. So IONQ, because I got them at Costco, so I have 5 of them. All right, but maybe we need new ones. That's a good remembering. I think you're supposed to change your filter there every season change. So I think once in the spring.
Not everybody always does.
There it is. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We started it up. I'm always nervous about that. That's one of my worst. Like that's, it's not a fear of mine because it's fine, you just call somebody, but there's been a couple times where you wake up and there's no hot water or something like that, and then you got to do your hot water tank.
How did my sister-in-law? They have like 4 kids in the house,
That's
and
the
it's like
thing,
all of
right?
a sudden they had
Now my kids are older, so whatever.
Heat. It was like freezing cold. They didn't have any hot water. Like that's a big deal, and it's like by the time you get someone there, like
I can't stop yawning.
when you're a homeowner, you get those stuff. And I know everyone's bad about that diligence. It's the same thing as like, hey, when you're trading a stock, you zoom out, you check what does the daily chart look like, what are the key price levels, is there I've been trading it 3 days in a row, is there new news on it? Like just all the stuff that you're supposed to do, it's the same crap with a homeowner. You just make sure that you do all the maintenance you're supposed to, because the downside risk of not doing it, when the act of your maintenance, it's all simple stuff. But the downside risk if you don't do it, the same thing like maintaining your car. You know?
Yeah, that's a good way of.
It's just not worth the risk of being lazy, which I know we all are. Let's go to Adair. Oh, now.
So no Trump updates right now. He just spent a whole bunch of time thanking some people, and now he's talking about the cartels that have been stopped. But I do want to mention here, guys, we have earnings tonight. Joe and I will be on the market recap at 4 p.m. And we have a whole bunch of companies reporting after the bell, specifically Intel, Deckers, and Ford. They're going to be the most of note. Tomorrow morning, though, we do have Procter & Gamble, not necessarily a huge day trade name, but a name to watch nonetheless. And guys, if you're thinking, hey, I want to know more about Intel and Ford earnings, where do I go to do that? I'll tell you where, TTV Research, because I have these fun little earnings infographics. I made one for Intel as well. I showed that earlier, but I have one for Ford too. If you enjoy this fun Ford navy blue and you want to learn more about what the company reported last quarter, what they're going to report this quarter, and their guidance for the year, check out X at TTV Research. Again, I will be doing these for all of the major earnings names next week as well, so I'll be very busy, and X at TTV Research will be the place to check out. Back to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Jim Farley,
the
Nice
guy responsible for the huge Ford turnaround. So, yeah, I know. I was thinking about a heat pump. Yeah, Eduardo. Yeah, I got but I just got a new furnace. So, but the heat pump would be, I guess, for the water. So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Heat pumps are pretty popular around here.
That's true.
But okay, so yeah, maybe I should consider that. My house is 30 years old, something like that. But okay. All right, so IONQ. It looks like this is just going to be cartel talk, so we can pass on that. We did for now anyways. We'll keep it up. I do have it up. Tesla's pushing 447.50 right now, so there's a possibility there. We did get out of DraftKings at the 50-period moving average because I was getting bored of it. That's my bad. It does come right back up to the upside. We could have held it. And we talked about this. Sometimes good trading is boring trading, and there's nothing wrong with waiting for your trades to come through. I only had 10% left, and I wasn't super interested in it, and just thought it was going to drift a little bit downside. I mean, the futures are just so exciting here this afternoon. So, Uber right now, that just pulled back into VWAP. Again, not doing a whole heck of a lot, but I think Tesla could go. So I'm gonna be gone pretty soon here. Maybe Joe can sit here with you for 5 or 10 minutes. But Joe is also doing the market recap show, so no pressure on that. 450 right here, trying to get through for Tesla. I like the stock. I'm going to take it. You know, I wish we would have took it there at the 200-period moving average. But I'm going to play a little bit of momentum here on Uber and see if it continues through. So I feel like it's going to be probably a fake and break type of moment here. So I'm only using it with like a third of a unit or a quarter of a unit there. And if we can get $2 or $3 on it on the break, then yay for me. But I'm not trying to set the world on fire here with this trade. But if this breaks tomorrow morning, like hopefully tomorrow we open up around 445 and then bang it to the upside. That would be really good.
I prefer breakouts like that in the morning. Because
now there's just not enough time.
Because if it works, you can hold it all. It's not that you can win on it. It's just that you could win and it could just rally all day. Like the 450 can go to 470 if it happens tomorrow. 450 can't go to 470 if it happens now because there's just not enough time left. That's the general preference for day traders. Like, don't break it yet. Don't break it in the aftermarket. Break it when we can actually take it. And hold it. Well, we can take. You can always.
And there's also Blue Ocean, right? Like if this breaks, Blue Ocean could be really good for Tesla.
I would suspect that.
What's Intel?
I know a certain somebody. There's no chance. They probably were looking at it yesterday. What the
Joe was trading Blue Ocean. I think Tesla.
Joe trades Blue Ocean. What else would you trade? Like, there's only Tesla on.
No, Nvidia.
Oh yeah, I guess those are in play.
Yeah, and Nvidia is always in play.
Yeah, you trade for Blue Ocean, which is the overnight market. You're going to trade what's in play. Like you wouldn't trade something that doesn't have a reason to be active in the aftermarket. So yeah, quantum names would have made sense. Nvidia always does volumes because it's Nvidia, and then Tesla. You can't tell me that's not trade. Like look at that. That's pretty tradable. Like goes into 29 here, and then just clean trend back. Holds 420 a couple times. Like there's some scalp trading that you can do. Obviously the liquidity is going to be vastly different. But once you get accustomed to it, I would imagine it's okay. But yeah, that 450 is feeling a little bit less likely. These are lower highs it's putting in and going into 450. It's not really screaming breakout at this point. So it's 335, some early look imbalances. Kenview, useless. That's buyout, MLNK.
I mean,
Verizon's nothing. Visa, 1 million.
Oh, Kenview.
Rocket, 1 million shares. Oh, there's QBTS. That's from the morning. Never mind. SMR. SMR is a sell and bounce. Early look, 850,000. IONQ is an early look, 800,000 sell and bounce. There's a couple of names in here that could be interesting between SMR and IONQ, I suppose.
Oh, wow,
for some imbalances there.
I was going to say, people keep on asking here, what are good names to trade for this cartel war? Okay, so Palantir. All right, like you're talking about border security, you know, technology in there to help with border control. So I think that that's good there. Intelligence contracts, a lot of data analysis. So I think Palantir can win. Honeywell also is doing something similar. So you could trade a little bit of Honeywell here, security and detection technologies. That's a good one. FLIR, F-L-I-R. I was just looking up some names.
What is that?
That might be the wrong. It's heat detection. I forget. It's those FLIRs that they use there. Could be pretty good. And then, of course, the standard ones. And I was surprised when I looked yesterday. Lockheed Martin had actually pulled back a decent amount here on the daily. So Lockheed Martin could be something as well back into the 50 period.
Raytheon's better than
Yeah, and then that was the other one is RTX. So we already looked. I talk about this one all the time.
Yeah,
but
Raytheon's
just a boomer.
Just a great stock.
Yeah, right there.
I understand some people don't like investing in.
And then I was going to say, like, even some of the shipping companies, you know, could be, you know, FedEx or something like that. But I don't know if that is a true enough story for FedEx. But yeah, maybe body. What's the company that makes the body cameras? I don't know. It's like, this is basically, to me, the only way to play it is like through border controls and stuff like that.
I'd stick with the defense names. You just keep it simple with the defense names. Everything else.
Yeah, no. Northrop Grumman. That was another one. NOC. So air contracts, air defense, things like that. Surveillance. I don't know.
I just feel
it's
like
Axon.
Axon.
That's the name for the police cameras. This is the, oh geez, this is already huge. So you could just see like you're sort of ticking up here today, not the volume that we would need to trade it, but you know, this could be another one of those plays. So yeah, you guys put some money in here as well. Archer, yeah, like any of the drones, the drone plays, I think is another good one. So Archer Aviation, sorry, not Innovation. Yeah, possible good name here. So yeah, those are some good ideas. And this has already come back in a lot. This was actually a name that we didn't have Brian on Tuesday because we had some earnings calls that we wanted to discuss, and we don't want to do that. But Brian will be back next week. But yeah, this is also a play, I would think, here, Archer. But they had a breakout. Why I bring up Brian is they had a breakout through 14 that he was looking at if that 14 was to hold. So I don't think he's in it or anything like that, but this was just a level here that looked like it wanted to break. So getting some value back in might be a play for many of you. So that could be one. And we talked about the 50 period and the 200 period. So Archer. So go for that, man. I think that's not a bad level there either.
Yeah, I think we can pretty much forget about any of the quantum names catching a bounce. Stick a fork in that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
it. Doesn't look like it. Rigetti's back losing VWAP. So any chance of the break, it's now 338. So I feel like almost even if it did get there, you know, kind of like what's the point? So we're breaking in the other direction on Rigetti. Kind of weird. Like I did have this on like that top end trade. It's so frustrating because like obviously I was like shotgunning out of it and that ended up being the high of the day. In that moment I was thinking, where's the next long? And it turns out that was actually the short. So we just got a super chat from
Dave. I think this is probably the right play.
This is Dave's silly trade. Oh, thank you very much for putting it.
It's not that silly, this one.
Eyes on quantum heading down to close. Trump isn't going to mention it. RGTI.
Well, if he doesn't mention it.
If he doesn't mention it, you're probably back at the lows.
I think he will. Here, Derek.
I don't want to guess what he's going to say or not.
Oh, hi, Derek.
Did you ask him?
That's pretty cool. I just mentioned, yeah. So I wanted to ask you, during these press conferences, generally there's a Q&A or no?
It really depends. There are times when Trump will just be like, I don't want to do one. Like when he does announce with Netanyahu, I was really shocked, and they both looked at each other like, yeah, let's not do one right now. But I would say 95% of the time there is a Q&A. This one, though, he thanked a lot of people ahead of time, so I expect we'll get a lot of talks from other people before we get any kind of Q&A. If there is one, I don't want to promise that there will or will not be, but as I mentioned, I would say the rule is generally that there is one. I'll keep you guys posted once I have a better sense.
Okay, so we have to say this.
Thank you very much, Dara.
Yes. Thank you very much, Adara. And I just heard in our ear, I think you heard the same thing, that Trump is mentioning that he got a call from Jensen concerned about San Francisco. Because I believe that, wasn't he sending in the National Guard into
to my knowledge anyway,
San Francisco. So I guess maybe Jensen's, I don't know what that's about. That's going to be nothing to do with the stock. I mean, you know, unless he's worried about the National Guard, like, I don't know, guarding their offices in NVIDIA. I don't even know where NVIDIA, where they're, I guess their head office in SoCal. I don't know where NVIDIA's head office. Oh, actually, I should know this because he was at the Denny's, right, where he was working as he thought about this. So, anyways.
I cheated.
Gold, where is it? Where?
Santa Clara.
Oh, Santa Clara, okay, so all right, so same sort of a zone there. Apparently someone just said gold making a move down here, so this is roughly where I bought it most recently, and the most recent buy that I have of any significance is gold right here at 377.50. So yeah, this is making a move down. You know, as the world becomes more uncertain, I would think gold would head to the upside. But again, what I think this gold move is people are just overly margined. Like this could have been on this move down here. I think there could be some more extensions to the low side because gold's not really reacting off that 400. I think there's a lot of people maybe were playing the break of 400, and when that didn't happen, there's some sell action happening right now. I do still think that the theory for gold hasn't really changed. So there's that. So we'll wait to see what happens with GLD at some point there. So yeah, that's what it is. Oh God. Gia has to be down at Rogers Center at 7:20 a.m. tomorrow. Oh God, so I'll be early at work if that's what happens. But she's doing it with a girlfriend of hers that also was on my team for the Rep Girls team. So I'll go see if she can catch a ride.
So you're taking her on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday. We're taking the whole family.
Everyone's going. Oh, great. I didn't know.
Yeah, we got 4 tickets on Saturday, so we're going to go and sit in the, or stand.
Gossman versus, Yamamoto?
No, it's Yamamoto, yeah.
Yamamoto.
It's Snell versus Savage tomorrow.
To me, Yamamoto, I'm the most afraid of him.
Yes, I would have rather not be him, because I could go to the game and we get goosed, but
yeah, the guy is a walking no-hitter watch.
I'm a little nervous about it, but just to be able to go to the World Series is something.
Yeah, bucket list. I never went. I didn't go 92, 93. I know. Did you go 92, 93 as a kid?
No, didn't go to the game.
I didn't go either. So for me, this is gonna be my first World Series. I'm going to be a child at the game. I already am, but I'm gonna definitely be even more of a child. But it's the journey, man. We go to spring training every single year. We go to opening day every single year, and you don't usually get a chance to World Series. Like we've been holding these season tickets for 9 years for this moment. Just don't stink. I'm already nervous. Let's go to Adara. Hopefully we have an update from Trump.
Sorry, guys, I want to provide a quick Trump date, if I may. It seems like Donald Trump has stopped making his own comments. He just had Attorney General Pam Bondi start to speak. So at this point, I expect we'll probably hear from a couple other officials. At that point, if there is a Q&A, that'll happen. I'll let you know again as this continues to happen. But I don't know how many people he's going to bring up to speak.
Okay, there we go. Thank you as always. Thank you, Adara. That's how we roll. 7 minutes, and then these imbalances are going to drop.
Thank you very much,
and no updates. Still just KenView and RKT, QBTS. None of these are growing. SMR, same as it was, 800,000 before. QBTS, 900,000, same as it was before. So if I see these start to move or anything, I'd say more significant on the imbalances, we'll certainly let you guys know for sure. But David, for now, it seems like just fading the hype on Rigetti is certainly working out. So I was kind of hoping he'd say something and then be able to react to it with a punch long, but sort of going for the nothing burger play. That's seemingly working out for you there. Don't forget, after the bell tonight, you've got 2 picks.
Oh.
Intel and Ford, and our poll has 1,500 votes. Okay. And I haven't checked it since we started it on purpose. It's still Intel by a pretty decent margin.
Oh, okay.
65% of you would rather buy Intel before earnings versus Ford. I get it. We're talking about Ford. It's not that sexy. But like one of these stocks, like look at Intel the last little bit. That's more than a double up going into earnings. Ford is, I guess Ford's having a good run as well, but it's not nearly as crazy. In the same time, Ford's gone up like 20-something%, and Intel's more than doubled. To me, that's why I voted for, like literally the only reason I voted for Ford, because I figured at least here, at GM had good earnings, you're not paying a ridiculous price here. Not that I would want to buy either one. The whole point of the poll was that you had to pick one.
Right.
And despite the fact that you probably don't like either stock at this price, or for a lot of people, I would imagine a lot of people wouldn't like either one of those stocks at this price, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you. I would actually agree. I wouldn't want to buy either one. Gun to head, though. And, of course, Ford's at the low of the day.
Yeah, that SCNX right now is busting, man. This is 250 right now. So anybody that was looking at this to try to catch something, man, congratulations. You caught something. You caught a great move right there off the 200 period. I mean, it just ripped off of this. I mean, look, it was the 200 period all day. 200 period. That's the green thing. Huge trade there off of that. And we said, sometimes you got to look at these names to try to catch something. And looks like that's exactly what happened here with SCNX. Going real ham, real good right now. Okay, so I canceled it, but Tesla right now with only 4 minutes to go until imbalances. Here we go. It looks like Tesla does want to make that move up to 450 again. So let's wait to see what winds up happening. I mean, if you guys have had this trade on, here it goes. It's probably not that it's too late in the day. I don't think it is. I mean, we just saw Tesla move, like even just in the last 2 minutes, it moved $2.
SCNX just halted up.
Oh, did it? Okay. So
SCNX is now halted at 260.
Probably won't open up with this much time left, but we'll see.
Well, I think it's... Actually, that's right. It'll be after 350 because it's 345 right now, 346. So halt to the upsides. We were just talking about 350% for SCNX. This is now in almost full-blown crazy squeeze territory. It has to get past, what's that wick? Like $3.40, and then it's gone completely nonsensical here. So SCNX, great look for anyone that happens to have it. 3 minutes till imbalances. Remember, a stock that halts this late in the day, oftentimes it will not open up. I know for sure if it halts after 350, it won't open until 4 o'clock. In this particular case, I don't think they reopen a stock in the last 10 minutes. So my guess is you're waiting till 4 o'clock here for the stock to reopen, at least from my understanding of the rules. I'm not in it, so it doesn't really matter to me, but just be very, very careful. If you are in it, then you might not be able to trade again until 4 o'clock, and then it'll be the aftermarket. Which,
I mean, it might open up and go crazy in the aftermarket.
There's no halting in the aftermarket, so the volatility is even heightened. Like you could have even crazier moves given the fact that there's no halt trades. So 3 minutes till the imbalances. I'm going to keep an eye on specifically QBTS because, it wasn't QBTS, it was SMR.
Right.
Yeah, SMR has a sell imbalance on it and it's been in play. So I'll watch SMR personally because it's the only one that's an early look that's even remotely interesting. Although less than 1 million shares isn't that great, it could always come out bigger.
We got a super chat right here. I want to thank you for that. I'm just trying to find it so I can call it down here. There it is. Send this one through. So, yeah, we did talk about Oscar earlier and Molina, but we didn't really get over it too much. So, in the afternoon, I don't think we talked about it at all. Yeah, like I'm a little bit, I'm invested in Oscar, but that was because it came down into here. So we're long a long time ago off their last earnings report. We did clear some out, and I was, we had Michael Noss on. He was talking about how good this looked breaking through here. If we can get back up there, I still think Oscar for long term. I mean, they're trying to change the game a little bit with the app version of, I guess it's what they're doing with the healthcare. So I would just, yeah, they caught a stray today, that's for sure. Their earnings are coming up, so I am a little bit nervous about this position based on what Molina said, but I don't know enough about the business to tell you like one is directly related to the other or one should not affect the other. This was down 20%. Yeah, so still is, but look where they were at their lows, 152, 153. So I feel like the bounce back in Oscar is similar to what's been happening here. So you guys tell me, but I like to buy the dips in good names, and Oscar's been a good name. There is a short float associated with this one as well. So we're not that grouchy about this one, but I do like Oscar right here and Oscar bouncing again off the 50 period moving average on the daily. So something to think about there. for Oscar. I'm still trying to watch Tesla.
The best character ever. Like that,
yeah, Cookie Monster.
Look, man, if you come out, you literally live in a trash can, and you come out just talking all kinds of smack all the time.
Yeah, he's a good character.
That's a G right there. Oscar the Grouch.
Like Oscar.
What a great show that was.
All right, yeah, just 1 minute now
1 minute to
until
go.
these imbalances, and we'll be able to negotiate that when they come out. And I think Tesla's going to be the one that pops. So I'm going to just wait to see these imbalances, then I'm going to get out of here. I'm just trying to I got to take the subway up, pick up the car, and then Neil's going to fill the last 10 minutes. And then Joe, you want to come in here and sit here? Sure, man. Put the mic on,
Get
Joe.
your mic on if you want.
You're going to get Joe
Yeah,
sitting in
we're
the seat
good.
in a couple seconds here, so that should be really good. Thanks,
I want to see
Joe.
what Joe thinks about that move in Bitcoin this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. We'll find out.
You see that? IBIT went ham.
10-5.
IBIT went kind of ham in the afternoon, then just go to technical break, and then just stopped doing anything. Like that looked like it should have been continuation. And we held 10-10, or 110, I should say, not 10-10. Same thing. But the imbalances just dropped. We've got Kenvue in here. Nvidia's a 2.3 million sell imbalance. Apple's a 1.4 million sell imbalance. Those are the two biggest names. That's pretty small for Nvidia. That's not that big for Apple either. Amazon's a sell of 1 million. Pretty much all sell imbalances. So 3 big Mag 7 names all over a mil. That should mean the overall imbalance is also going to be to the sell side. But those aren't big enough to really get me that interested. And I don't actually see QBTS. I just saw for a split second there for about $1 million. There it is. 1.1 million to the buy side on QBTS is half interesting. There, what did that? Literally did not move. QBTS with an over 1 million buy imbalance, it popped 10 cents and came right back instantly. So I'm going to trust the market on that one and say it's a nothing burger. I might just punch out. Yeah, I should just punch out of this YAI. It's starting to creep up. Essentially just held this silly thing all day long. 0.095 and then just punch out. So yeah, I was just sitting in this. I might try the short in this all day long again tomorrow. It seems like a breakdown headed back into like 70 cents. So as long as this stock is underneath VWAP, it did almost 1 billion shares today. So just going to short VWAP until it stops working on YYAI. But yeah, that was kind of a nothing burger on QBTS. But Joe, this is what I want to ask you.
What's up, lad? What's up, gents?
I know you traded Bitcoin.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
You traded this today, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you make of what looked like? Oh, shoot! I gotta turn this off. So I'm hearing myself through your mic.
No, I guess
This technical breakout where it looked like it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
Zero follow through.
Zero.
Just immediate pullback.
Yep.
Volume drop. Like, what the heck was it?
I don't know, man.
Do you stay bullish on it despite that? Because it's a good bounce off. Like it looks like we're bouncing.
I want to. Full disclosure, I actually bought a call after that spike.
On that spike?
Yeah, on that spike. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for to see buyers engage. But as soon as you just mentioned, there's no follow through. I'm like, all right, let me just get out. Like a paper could have a loss. Why? Because if it's going to pull back like that and that move not being sustained, I think I can get a better price and then I can just hop back in or be even a little bit more patient and not kind of front run the trade that I was specifically looking for.
What I like about that is it's kind of like what my attitude would be. It's like, okay, well, it looks to me, here, let's look at a different time frame chart. It looks to me like, oh, you're filling in the gap. This is going to be continuation and tomorrow we'll be talking this breakout. But the second it pulls into resistance, nothing doing. So like, okay, well, maybe you're back into only playing it off of the consolidation areas.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, I'd be thinking longs, maybe in the underneath 62, like the 61.5 or something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm looking for it to continuously hold, right, Neil? So if it does, as long as we don't break through that key support level again, then I think we might be able to go on that move to that previous all-time high. The issue is I think it's been the same narrative for some time now, is that it goes into these multi-month consolidations. So it's like you get that leg higher, consolidates for a couple of months. So it's about timing it to when that consolidation is going to break and or hold.
Looking at the daily here, like it's just, everyone and their mother is probably looking at this and saying, okay, well, we want to play here up to 123. And it felt like maybe today you were going to get that little breakout. You get past 111, and then you're just all systems go. This is your entry. Give it to wherever the heck you're giving it to, the low or the higher low. And
you see what I mean, though? It's just like a strong leg up, consolidation, grabs more liquidity, strong leg up. So it's just timing that next strong move, I think.
This is the only thing I look at for Bitcoin right now. I'm only looking at these levels, and I'm only buying. I've been buying like the 2-level pullback. So I look at this, and it's like when it did this, then I was a buyer somewhere in the 70s. And I'm thinking the same thing. Like until it proves that I really like it up here, I'm kind of waiting for like the 90s, which I'm auto buying when it gets down.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the longer it takes, the less I truly like it. Why? Because I think the moves happen relatively quick. So for me, what that says is, hey, do we need to absorb a little bit more liquidity before we make that additional push higher? So I'm waiting for that liquidity grab. What was the news that dropped it below that support level before? I forget what it was. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, those huge liquidations over the weekend.
Oh yeah, it was a part of that. But I forget what the specific catalyst was.
I thought it was part and parcel with the China concerns.
Yes,
and the China concerns causing some risk off. And
so it was like, okay, Donald Trump and the talks with President Xi weren't going very well. So sure enough, he's like 110% tariffs or whatever it may be. And then it's, boom, sells off aggressively. And then it did get bought up a little bit. But I'm still looking for maybe an additional one. But I'll gladly piece in too. It's just kind of like if and then scenario. So if this happens, then I'm going to do that, and so on until eventually you catch that breakout.
That's what it's all about. And when we're talking about if then, that's what you need for a trade. If this happens, I will do that. But however, for too long when doing those types of trades, trading meant risking your own money. Well, you don't have to. You also might not have enough capital to start. You don't have to worry about that either. Why? Because you've got Trade the Pool changing the game with how traders access the markets. And they've got limited risk trading. That's where traders use funded capital, and Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. It allows traders to focus on what matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. I can agree with that. When you hit the profit target, you get to keep 70% of the profits. No fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. That's the revolution of limited risk trading powered by Trade the Pool. So visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now in front of you to get 10% off your first evaluation. Shout out to them. Ooh, I like that. AMD, Casey in the chat just said AMD, America's most desired.
Ooh.
Instead of advanced micro devices or advanced money destroyer, or what do you call it, advanced money doubler?
Yeah, it's duplicator now.
Duplicator.
Yeah, it's a duplicator now.
I use one term with stocks that look like this, got away with it today. Right, look, if stock is upward trending, only went short, got away with being green on it. Why? Because you pick your spots. That being said, every time I see a chart like this, I'm like, man, I should have been long. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. You can be up at whatever on the stock. It's like, yeah, you should have been long. Should have been long, was looking short. I came in with a short bias today, so like the best you can do when you have a short, on a day like today, if you had a short bias, if you're green, you should be real happy. Really happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go to Adair. We got some breaking news.
Trump just casually mentioning here that he's going to be meeting with President Xi of China next week, saying he thinks it'll come out very well of that meeting. So again, Trump reminding us that he is going to be meeting with President Xi of China. I know this meeting has been super back and forth as of late, but Caroline Leavitt mentioned it today. That's the White House press secretary. She said it was officially part of his schedule for when he's in Asia, specifically South Korea, where they're going to meet. And then Trump actually confirming it again here. So once again, it looks like for now, President Trump's meeting with President Xi of China on Thursday in South Korea is a lock. Back to you.
Ooh. Hopefully that's going to add some positivity to the market. I was in Intel has just been absolutely rocking and rolling. I was in some Amazon on Monday, Neil, and then I got out on, I believe it was Tuesday, and then the rest of it out Wednesday morning, I believe. But yeah, I like.
That's a great bounce on Amazon.
Pardon me?
It's a great bounce on Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice, right? You get that move a little bit south of that support level, and then you get in off of that wick holding, and then you get a little pop. But that's just the swing trade, right? Like a couple of days, you're in and out, and that's it. So not too bad a look there. As for Tesla today, guys, you know that we were trading that one. I mean, Blue Ocean last night, I went short initially.
What price? Because I was looking at the levels and I was curious to know if anybody that was trading where you were trading.
It was at like 24, 324 or whatever it was, or 424 or something along those lines. I forget whatever the number was.
Short?
Yeah, no, but see, I was wrong. So I was short a couple minutes, like 20 minutes before that, just shortly after the Blue Ocean open. And then I'm like, wait, what am I doing? It's Blue Ocean. The flow is significantly easier. So if something's moving in a specific direction, don't counter trend it until it displays you otherwise, right? As obviously as that may sound, I flipped really quick and then I went long from 25 to 27, which was
That's what our boy, A? I don't want to say his name.
Oh, yeah. I think I knew who you're talking about.
There's a trader who used to trade on the floor, has his own office now, and he's probably the most successful Blue Ocean trader that I know. That's one of the things he always talks about is you just make sure, if you go with the trend, it's so much easier. The trend is always good, but because of the liquidity, you do not want to be fighting.
Yeah.
Liquidity is going to be a little bit lower. Only about 30 seconds to go. I don't know if you have to set up.
Yeah, I'm going to go set up.
I'm going to let you go set up. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, thank you.
You got Intel, you've got Ford earnings at the bell, after the bell, with Joey options, and Adara will be there for you guys. About 20 seconds to go. I'm going to throw up Intel just to show you guys how strongly this is running going into these earnings. Like it's up 3.5% and just broke the high of the day. So somebody likes it over there on Intel. We'll see if it works out. 65% of you would rather have had Intel than Ford. And this closing bell brought to you by Beta Pro by GlobeX. Shout out to them. And we can ring the register on a nice up day for the market. It's not huge, but it ain't bad. Almost a full percentage on the NASDAQ, 0.5% over there on the ES. As you guys can see there, the Dow also 0.3%. Good day for crypto as well. But remember, it's all about earnings season. We've seen some big time reversals. I mean, IBM, great reversal off the lows. Tesla, great reversal off the lows. AEL reported. But tonight you've got Intel. U.S. government's got a stake in them. Is that going to help? No idea, but we're going to find out for sure. We'll have Ford as well for you. Why? Because the market recap show where everything you need in terms of going over what's happening and what did happen and what to prepare for tomorrow is at the desk with Adara, Joey Chill, Joey Options, Joey Runway, whatever you want to call him. He's locked and loaded and ready to go. Let's head on to the desk. Bye, everybody.
That's a lot of nicknames, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us, Joe and myself, on the market recap. And I'm still listening to President Donald Trump. Well, actually, right now it's Todd Blanche of the U.S. Attorney General's office. There's been a revolving door of individuals speaking right now. But if we get more commentary from Trump himself, and if there is a Q&A, which I don't know, he said he's running around to prepare for Asia, but if there is a Q&A, I'll certainly let you guys know. I do want to let you guys know as well, INTC supposed to be coming first here at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
I will be checking on that.
We got a hop in it already.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
I'll take a look for that report.
Pardon me? Oh, yeah, sorry. All right, guys, yeah, we got a pop already in INTC. You can see that we're starting to climb, so something positive must be coming out with Lip Boot Candy Company. There we go. Double beat on INTC. It's slightly surprising. Talk to us about those numbers.
A little bit, yeah. Adjusted earnings of 23 cents per share, well above estimates of 1 cent per share. Sales 13, third time's a charm, 13.653 billion versus estimates of 13.137 billion expected. So that is a healthy double beat for Intel. Now, I'll be looking for any more specific notes. You guys know I like to dive through the reports a bit more, so if I see anything else of interest, I'll certainly keep you guys posted on that. But again, I will put up this infographic to remind you guys of the ETAs for tonight. So we've got Newmont on deck, NEM, that'll be at 4:05 along with Deckers and Ford. Of those three, Ford probably the most closely watched, but Deckers is a mover and should not be discounted. I was just telling Joe off camera there. Yeah. Now, apparently, Intel guiding Q4 revenue between 12.8 billion and 12.8 billion to $13.8 billion. Not seeing how that compares to estimates, but again, they did report a double beat. They also had a 38.2% margin. Trump's just asking if people have questions. He's trying to get them to ask about cartels, but we know likely they'll ask about whatever they want to ask about. So if there's any questions, it'll keep you posted. Yep. INTC, here's their guide, Joe. Wow. They guided in line earnings per share. I also just mentioned their revenue guidance, 12.8 bill to 13.8 bill. So the midpoint is just below the estimate here of 13.37 bill. Great report. This guidance a little bit tepid, I think, in comparison to that report we just read there, Joe. What are your thoughts here on INTC?
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal, Adara, to finally see this name continue its breakout. It's been a a choppy mess for quite some time. Guidance is extremely important coming into earnings. If there's a strong forward guide, watch the market price these values in, but a double beat across the board, that's good. We know more comments there, so we know that they struck that deal with AMD and then also big time hyperscalers like the likes of NVDA investing in Intel. Also, the government taking a 10% stake. This is absolutely massive for this company, and there it goes, all the way to $40, guys. We're now at 40. Let's take a look at this from a broader perspective and get out to the daily, Adara, as you're starting to bring us some more information on this. Punching through some revenue. Boom, punching through some key resistance zones. There goes Intel.
Yeah, I made that face because I saw the Foundry revenue. So Intel's Foundry revenue for Q3, $4.24 billion versus estimates of $4.51 billion. It is a miss. It's not massive, but it's a miss nonetheless. It's also worth noting here, I mentioned their guidance already. Their operating margin, though, is actually way better than I think maybe we were expecting. So gross margin here, 40% versus 36.1% expected. That is way better than expected. And we talked about that Foundry revenue being a bit shaky, but you know what's not shaky is their data center and AI revenue, Joe. And audience. That coming in here at $4.12 billion versus $3.97 billion expected. And INTC here saying that current demand is outpacing supply, a trend they expect to persist into 2026. This is Lip-Bu Tan's second full quarter as CEO, and I think he's done a great job. I posted this earlier in terms of how much the stock's been up since he started, but it's up like a cool 44%, and that's as of yesterday's close since he began his tenure. So great look for Lip-Bu Tan. Right now, he's the second best CEO for the stock in the new millennium. I'm waiting here for Ford, and I'm waiting for Deckers and Newmont. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Any more thoughts on Intel here, Joe?
No, it's absolutely fantastic. This is what we want to see. As you mentioned, Adair, only a second full quarter as the CEO. This is huge. I think a lot can happen with INTC. Watch for the continuation tomorrow. Oh, am I on the wrong screen there, guys? Yeah, let's go. Boom. There it is. We have it up now. So a good look up to 40.29 on the earnings report. We're going to be looking for that continuation and think the next step here, guys, it's going to be all the way up to 51. Is that going to happen in a single day? Absolutely not. Adair, what do you got?
I got Ford. Sorry, I want to talk about Ford here. So I actually got, and this happens sometimes, I got actually some business updates from them before their earnings report. We know companies like to do that. QuantumScape did it simultaneously yesterday. So F on watch. They did announce they're going to be increasing their F-150 and F-Series Super Duty production. They're going to be adding up to 900 new jobs at their Fort Rouge complex and 100 new positions at the Kentucky truck plant. Or Kentucky, I guess I'll call that. So that's some context there at business announcements. Their Q3 earnings, I have to click a link to view them. If I get more emails, I'll let you, or details, I'll let you guys know. Absolutely. But yeah, Ford dropping hard. They did announce the production update. Joe, I'm going to look for more numbers here. Let's see how we're doing, though. Do we have DECK, Deckers? We do have Deckers, and Deckers actually did a double beat. Now, this is a name that historically does not perform super well on earnings, but today they're actually kind of having a decent reaction, and the double beat, again, never hurts. Q2 earnings of $1.82 per share, well above estimates, 157. Sales, $1.431 billion versus $1.418 billion expected. That is a double beat for our friends at DECK. More at Ford. No, I don't have any more on Ford, but I'll keep you posted as I get Ford. What are your thoughts here on the Deckers charts and Ford chart right now?
Let's talk a little bit about Ford here, Adara. Again, you know, I say this consistently. The car space, the automobile space is a tough one, and we're seeing that displayed here, Adara. Ford moving to the downside, profit more than doubles on pickup and SUV sales growth in the U.S., but also lowers annual guidance, citing fire at the supplier's aluminum plant, which is a big factor in Ford. But again, it goes to the guidance, Adara. We've seen that, so the Intel was in line. The Intel was in line, but now with Ford lowering that guide, not too good of a look, stock moving to the downside.
Yeah, so they have here adjusted earnings of 45 cents per share, above estimates of 36 cents, guiding fiscal adjusted free cash flow $2 billion to $3 billion versus the prior guide at $3.5 billion to $4.5 billion. So they cut their adjusted free cash flow guide considerably. They're seeing $1.5 billion to $2 billion adjusted EBITDA hit in 2025 from that fire, as you mentioned there, and they're guiding fiscal 2025 adjusted EBITDA between $6 billion and $6.5 billion versus prior estimates of $6.5 billion and $7.5 billion. I do apologize, guys, for the volume. Some people are saying I'm yelling. I'm not trying to yell, but I am listening to President Donald Trump right now in my ear as well, so I got a lot going on, and I appreciate all of your patience and understanding. I want to take a look at Newmont. EM because Newmont is mining maybe for a bit of upside. They're not really finding it yet, though. Q3 adjusted earnings, $1.71 per share versus estimates of $1.42. Sales, $5.524 billion versus $5.183 billion expected. 4 companies so far and 4 double beats. We're going 4 for 4, Joe.
Yeah. Oh,
really
okay.
impressive.
Okay. So everybody's double beating across the board. They're very interesting stuff. Trying to read some more up on the Deckers play. You can see that move to the downside, crushing through some key support levels. Let's zoom out and see what we got going on from a daily perspective, and watch out for the break of 95, guys. The momentum is absolutely to the downside, and when you have an earnings play, if you get outside of that expected move, and there it goes, the 94 break, Adara, do you have the infographic? What was the expected move here on deck?
Yep. My phone, my mic's dead, but I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll just check
your mic's there. Yeah, you've been going all day. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, once again, another move to the downside. We had Ford going to the downside, and we also had INTC moving higher, and there it is. Thank you very much for that, Adara. Deckers, 11.6% expected move. Intel, 8.7%. Moving higher. I would not be surprised if we exceed that move. That is going to be really important and a good one. So Adara's got that battery change. We're going to wait for more information on that one. But what do we have here for Deckers? Outdoor 2Q sales greater than 1.4 billion. Fantastic stuff. Net Q second quarter, 268 million, so that's not too bad. Once we get a little bit more information on this, we're going to see. But as for the technicals, guys, watch out for that break. We're going to head back into the 5-minute time frame to see if that momentum has stalled or we're continuing that downward trajectory. Let's go over to my screen here, Fabian, momentarily as we get Adara ready. Thank you very much. And there it is, guys. Straight flush to the downside. Be careful on the earnings report. You don't want to front run them. If you are trading them in the aftermarkets, make sure you wait for that volatility candle to cool off. That's usually the first 5 minutes, and then you're going to have the ability to play a specific directional trade. I ran that system for a long time. I like it a lot, Adara. Let's see what we got going on with some of these other names.
Yeah, so what I want to do here, too, we already went over the major earnings. I'm going to go over some of these other earnings names people are mentioning. Wow, I might have found a name I might be watching tomorrow, Joe. That's called FIX.
Ooh.
This is Comfort Systems, and it is apparently a $900 kicker. Volume on this looks very negligible, but I'd be lying if I told you guys it's probably not going to be my watch list tomorrow, because it probably will. But I'll go over the earnings for this because people in the chat are mentioning it, and it's pushing higher. Q3 earnings, $8.25 per share, well above estimates of $6.20. Sales, $2.45 billion versus $2.158 billion expected. Trump right now talking about what he's trying to talk to Xi about. He said his first question is going to be about fentanyl. So just keep you guys posted on that. BYD, shout out to Darwin and a couple other people in our chat for mentioning Boyd Gaming. I will pull up BYD. This is not the vehicle company coming out of China. This is Boyd Gaming, and Boyd Gaming has taken a little bit of a hit. Looks like game over for them, at least for right now, for the longs. $1.72 per share here. Earnings beating estimates. Sales, $1.004 billion, well over estimates of $872 million. But Joe, they don't like this number for whatever reason. I'm going to look for more details in the report. Now, if you don't mind too, Joe, I do want to go over Intel and Ford earnings one more time here. Anything else you want to say quickly before we go over that? No.
Let's fire it up there. Let's talk a little bit more Intel as we are coming off of that $41 level to the T, and then now rejecting it now at 40.50, now down to 40.26. So be cautious on this one, guys. Patience is key.
Yeah, so let's start with Intel, INTC. So INTC guidance was a bit tepid, as I said earlier, but I think the report itself was very strong. And as we know, we heard everybody talking earlier today, I don't think people were really expecting that strength. So Q3 adjusted earnings, 23 cents per share versus estimates of 1 cent. That's well above estimates. And sales, 13.653 billion, well above estimates of 13.137 bill. They guided, though, exactly in line here, their EPS guidance. Sales, they're expecting between 12.8 bill to 13.8 bill. The midpoint of that going to be slightly below estimates of $13.37 billion. Their adjusted gross margin, as I mentioned, well above estimates, 40% versus 36.1% expected. Adjusted operating margin, 11.2%, which is insanely above estimates of 3%. That is crazy. Data center and AI revenue above estimates. Intel Foundry revenue, and probably shocking no one when I tell you that it's below estimates. But they said that demand has been exceeding supply. They want to see that continue. Ford story, guys, I promise I'll stop talking in 2 seconds. We'll hand it back to Joe, but I do want to go over Ford one more time here. F did actually have a double beat. Adjusted earnings here, 45 cents versus 36 expected per share. Sales, 47.185 bill versus 43.076 bill expected. Ford Blue revenue actually beating estimates, well above estimates. Ford Blue EBIT above estimates. Model E revenue above estimates. Model E had a larger than expected loss, though, for EBIT. So that's maybe a bit concerning. As I mentioned here, too, their adjusted free cash flow and EBIT guidance for the fiscal year got cut.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Adara, there we go. Guidance is extremely important. We mentioned this not too long ago. There it is, Ford rebounding, now back up to $12.20. That's a nice move there, a good recovery, but you also have to take into consideration open, close, open. You're getting a little bit of a gap down and a strong wick to the downside on that one. Back to INTC, because we know a lot of individuals involved in this name here, Adara. Back up to 40.46. That's a big time move. They got AMD as a customer. NVDA is investing into them. The government taking a 10% stake. As soon as I heard that, I think you have to be a buyer. And I'm curious, a little off topic here, are we going to see that in the likes of other American chip companies that are struggling, like the likes of TXN? We know that they reported the other day as well, too. Yeah. The Commerce Secretary, Lutnick, got them to invest more into the States as well, doubling their investment in the AI and the data center build-out. Will we see a turnaround in names like TXN?
I'm not quite sure here. I think we're going to have to wait and find out. TXN today, there's a clear level versus around 173. TXN decided to just kind of chop around that level all day, so not too much for that. I do want to mention Target, though, because some people mentioned it in the chat, and I also just saw this report. So CNBC reporting that Target plans to lay off roughly 1,000 employees and then eliminate another 800 open positions. So it sounds like they're going to close about 800 open positions there, and they're going to lay off 1,000 existing employees. Now, with regards to Intel and these earnings and these U.S. investments, I want to take a moment, Joe, to reminisce on a simpler time for Intel, and I'm kind of joking, when Pat Gelsinger was CEO, because they made this infographic a while back, but I do think it's worth going back to. I don't want to make fun of Pat Gelsinger. This man was at Intel for like a million years. I don't want to be rude, but like, I think we have to acknowledge the destruction of wealth that happened during the Gelsinger era. Absolutely. And here are some of his comments during earnings report. So we had revenue dropping 36% year over year, EPS down 109% year over year. And Gelsinger says, we delivered solid first quarter results. That was for Q1 23. Okay. A little bit, incongruous. Then we have comments coming up for Q3 2024. And he says our Q3 results underscore the solid progress that we're making. And then he lost his job. So again, I think it's, and look, I do not want to make fun or make light of Pat Gelsinger in any way, but I do think it's important to acknowledge the destruction of wealth that happened at that company during his tenure. But speaking of wealth, moving around here, I think we have to talk, Joe, about the wild quantums saga today. And I have to say, this has been the most active I've been at the news desk in terms of late breaking news every 2 seconds since either the Trump and Musk breakup or the situation with Trump maybe firing Powell. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the quantum space?
You know what, Adara, it's kind of. The thing is, though, we know that these companies aren't making any money just yet, Adara, and they've been going on these phenomenal runs. Are we in the rights to call the whole quantum space somewhat memey? Because they're getting a lot of attraction from the retail space, but yet there's no real fundamental backing. So how are we looking at this? It's extremely forward-looking, but with nothing supporting it from an earnings standpoint, from a revenue standpoint, and especially guidance, which is really, really important. So would you classify some of these quantum names as memey, as we're seeing we're experiencing in the likes of BYND, the GameStop, the AMCs? They may not be in that specific category, but I don't think you can deny the price action considering you're down almost 40% in some of these names.
Yeah, I like that you clarified the price action. I don't think the stocks are memey as much as the price action has been a bit memey, but that's also because the news around this has been wild. Like, I have never seen it before. I just finished my X post about how, we're just typing out, we have news on quantum. Apparently, according to Yahoo Finance, they're not going to be getting this U.S. investment. And then literally a minute later, Rigetti tells CNBC, actually, we are going to be talking to the government. We're talking to the government. We're going to get an investment. The U.S. needs us for national security reasons. Then CNBC says, hey, no one's talking. We just talked to Commerce Department. And then we had Bloomberg reporting that actually, you know what, the U.S. government is in talks with these quantum names. So, literally back forth, to quote Michael Scott from The Office, snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. It really felt like that for the office, not for the, sure, but also for these quantum names. I do want to talk about DLR, Joe, because we had someone ask about this in the chat. So they are a real estate name. They're Funds from operation here, 1.8 versus 1.78, sorry, 1.89 versus 1.78 expected. Sales, 1.577 billion versus 1.528 billion expected. So it looks like a double beat here. They also raised their guidance for the fiscal year. So that is DLR. If you guys have any other questions for any earnings names for me, please let me know. People were saying AMD was going off here, likely an Intel sympathy play, but I do want to pull up AMD. Advanced Micro Devices is advancing higher here, guys. And honestly, if you look at that, like from yesterday's low, a little bit of an uptrend. So I think I have to say, like, will AMD continue pushing higher?
A sympathy play with Intel maybe here that we're looking. So sympathy play. Just to add one more thing about your DLR, Adara, Digital Realty backlog of 852 million analyzed gap-based rent at end of the third quarter. So that's interesting, a backlog there. But as for AMD, is there going to be multiple sympathy plays? What is Nvidia up to? We are up to 237. Would you have ever guessed that AMD would have recovered the way that it has? This has absolutely been insane. Considering what we experienced at the peak in March of 2024, it was down almost 60%, Adara, and in almost half the time, it's recovered and put in a new all-time high. What do you think about this move here?
On AMD?
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm going to make a comparison, and I think the comparison makes sense. I'll use the daily chart. So let's talk about AMD versus Oracle. You might be like, Adara, why these two? Oracle and AMD are not necessarily in the same space. No, but they both had a massive gap up on pretty significant news. AMD had the OpenAI related news, and then Oracle, of course, with their guidance that when you look into is maybe a bit eyebrow raising, but you know, they had that massive guidance, right? So AMD, this looks like honestly like a little bit of a bull flag to me, right? We get this big push to the upside with volume. Now we're consolidating near all-time highs. Now let's look at Oracle for comparison's sake. Oracle made this gap up, but has been in a downtrend really from these highs ever since. So I make this comparison to say that I think AMD looks much comparatively healthy here, and beyond comparatively, I actually think it's a pretty solid move across the board. So that's my take there on ORCL versus AMD.
Well, AMD most likely isn't going to guide 4 years out, Adara, and be extremely aggressive about it. I think that's what's really hurting Oracle here is also the margin compression as well, because it's like, oh yeah, great, you're getting Google's backlog, but at what expense? And I think that was one of the major worries as soon as that deal was made, and multiple other factors as well too, is what are your margins going to look like? And apparently not too good. So maybe this move that we're experiencing Oracle and AMD, it's a little bit more sustainable for AMD. Why? Because they're striking deals left, right, and center. They have the OpenAI deal. Lisa Su's coming out with her new chip in 2026. What else do we say we have really going for Oracle? I don't know. It's been fantastic, but I think there's more in the pipeline for AMD than what we've seen in Oracle.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think the one thing too they have in common, which is why I thought about them both, is they both have OpenAI deals. Obviously to different degrees, different extents, but I think that is the case for both of them. And I mean, now obviously Broadcom as well. There's a whole bunch, but I do think that's something I want to mention there. Now I know Mike DeRider here talking about Comfort Systems, FIX. And again, this one had really strong earnings. Now, the volume on the day for this was like around 625,000 shares, so probably not something you're going to touch intraday unless you are someone like me who kind of likes that stuff. But I don't recommend
Netflix today?
I traded Netflix today. My day was not generally very good, but the Netflix trade was pretty nice. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is be careful with these types of names because like something like this that doesn't do about 1 million shares on average in the day can be a bit dicey. I want to mention as well, though, in addition to that double beat, Comfort Systems actually increasing their quarterly dividend from 50 cents per share to 60 cents per share. People asking, where's Intel? Well, Intel actually reported a double beat. We went over it when it came out right at 4 p.m. And honestly, the report was really strong. What was not as strong was the guidance, which is basically in line with estimates. But as you can see, this name making a push to the upside, Lip Bhutan & Co. doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely, Adara. It's breaking through. Again, we were in a consolidation phase from August of 24 until it essentially broke out a little bit more than a year later. Now that move, that compression, all that pressure built up, the accumulation is now starting to be distributed higher. So a nice move in INTC, and I mentioned it may not happen tomorrow, but in the near future, they're working with the government. They're striking deals. NVDA investing into them, striking a deal with AMD. Watch out for $50 in Intel. The longer the consolidation, the stronger that move can be, and we're starting to experience that here in INTC. I mean, a couple of months ago, Adara, the stock was $18 roughly. We're now trading around $40.50. So that's 117% return roughly in the span of a couple of months. Who would have thought that this was going to be a move in Intel? We thought that the foundry was done, kaput. What was Lip Bhutan going to do? Was he going to sway from it? Was he going to invest a little bit more in the foundry? Sure enough, government stepping in, now they're striking big-time deals.
Yeah, I still think, and I maintain this, and I know Neil and I had this discussion with regards to Intel's foundry business. Now, Joe, they are kind of forced to keep the foundry because the U.S. government invested in them, but Lip Bhutan does not love the foundry. And you guys might be like, Adara, how do you know this? Because he left Intel's board prior to his appointment as CEO when Gelsinger was still in charge in August 2024, specifically because he disagreed with Gelsinger's leadership choices related in particular to the situation with the foundry. So he does not love the foundry, and the foundry is still struggling. We thought AMD might be a customer, and then AMD, Lisa Su very politely friend-zoned Intel during an interview, being like, we're happy with TSM. Justin Swan was even nicer about it when he friend-zoned Intel to Lip Bhutan's face, saying they're going to stick with TSM for foundry. So I think Intel, they missed on foundry revenue this quarter. I have a feeling they'll continue to struggle with it, especially because it's not a focus of Lip Bhutan.
Yeah, absolutely. But Lisa Su did strike a deal with.
They struck a deal. Or did they? I'm
pretty sure they
struck a deal, but not with regards to foundry.
Oh,
anyway.
I thought it was regards to foundry because we were all praising the fact that, hey, they got a customer, and that.
It was reported.
Was it reported?
And it was,
never
denied by Lisa.
Oh, it
That's
was denied? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get those facts straight. So then essentially, I'm thinking, hey, they struck a deal. Everybody was extremely excited that they got a customer, but they're coming in with some pretty good numbers. I'm completely surprised by that. Let's see if this move is going to be sustained. Is it still valuable at $40? Maybe, possibly. I would wait for a pullback here if you even get that. But again, I go back to the consolidation. Aside from that, Adara, let's go back and take a look at what Ford has been up to.
I was just going to say, let's talk about Ford.
Has it recovered? I think so. A big-time move, punching back up to $12.81. The Mach-E doing pretty good. The SUVs in the F-150 doing pretty good as well, too. You said the margins were bad on the Mach-E.
Yeah, so for the Mach-E, that was the one where, if I can go back through here, yeah, there was one of them where the EBIT loss there was larger year over year. That was the Model E revenue. So the Model E EBIT loss. Anyway, the revenue did beat, though, in the Model E. The Ford Blue EBIT, better than expected. Ford Pro revenue, better than expected. EBIT, better than expected. Now, again, they do expect a roughly $1 billion here of recovery for 2026, but they expect a $1.5 billion to $2 billion EBIT hit in 2025 from that Novella supplier fire. Their CapEx guidance for fiscal 2025 remains unchanged, but they did cut their FCF and EBIT guidance for fiscal 25. But again, guys, double beat for earnings, and right before the report, they announced they're going to be upping their F-150 and F-Series Super Duty production and adding jobs at its Ford Rouge complex and the Kentucky truck plant, or the Kentucky plant. So we're getting to their adjusted EBIT is flat year over year, and that's despite a $700 million tariff headwind. So that is actually pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Darryl, let's head back over to Target here. You said they're going to be cutting jobs. As unfortunate as that may be, excuse me. Guys, as unfortunate as that may be, it's positive for the country because employees are one of the company's largest expenses. So you're getting a little bit of a pop. But as for some of these retail names, Adara, Target has been drastically underperforming some of its peers. And what I'm referring to is the likes of Walmart and Costco.
Yeah, I was just going to say here, Target there with that job, 1,800 jobs apparently. Well, 1,000 are going to be cut, and then 800 are going to be taken off out of availability. So that's something to be aware of. Also to be aware of here, we know Palantir. We talked about CEO Alex Karp going on Fox Business to speak about the deal with LUMN. Seeing some people post things about that interview on Fox Business right now. So just be aware that Palantir was not really moving on that story, as can be made sense because they're the larger company of the two. But Lumen did actually make a move here into the close. So interesting look there for LUMN and PLTR. Remember, those two in with the deal. Only 3 minutes left, Joe. So, guys, let us know if there's any other earnings names you want us to go over. Joe, what are you looking at tomorrow?
It's most definitely, you have to keep your eyes on Intel. I think you have to keep your eyes on Intel and on Tesla. I was not thinking that we were going to get a big-time breakout. You've seen throughout the midday show, guys, I was long from earlier in the morning. Was I expecting that type of move? Absolutely not. But that's the world of trading. Expect the unexpected. Whatever may seem logical is irrelevant at sometimes. A big-time move in Tesla. I mean, what are you looking at for tomorrow, Adara? I got Intel on my list, continuation in strength, and the exact same thing with Tesla. There's no point in going against the grain until it's showing you otherwise, so I'm long both of those names. How about you?
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of like this FIX. I've never seen this. I'll have to watch how the tape moves on it tomorrow morning, but the fact that it does sub 1 million in volume per day, I actually don't mind, which again, counterintuitive, but you have to find what works for you. So that could be something I watch, maybe this Comfort Systems, if it gives me enough volume to work with. Netflix for day 3, I'll almost definitely be watching. Probably going to be watching here IBM maybe day 2. Ooh. But I think either way, like Intel, Tesla, these names that are hot are probably going to continue to be hot. They're going to continue to be on watch. And I think that absolutely things to be aware of for everybody tomorrow. I can't believe, though, we got only, what is this, a minute and a half left, guys. So show us the love. Let us know what you're looking at for tomorrow. Let us know if you were green or red in the day. I personally was red. But guess what? Tomorrow's a new day. We've got more opportunities. Intel apparently flying, Joe. So let's take one more look at INTC. Massive push to the upside. We took out 41.50.
Absolutely insane stuff there, Adara. We have to keep our eyes on this for tomorrow. I'm excited about it. But you know what time it is, Adara?
Yeah.
It's roll call. I'm going to start it off. Adara's going to close you guys out. I hope everyone's had a fantastic Thursday. Let's see who we got in the chat. TH, going west soon. All right, my friend. I hope you're on the East Coast going west. We're going to miss you over there. Zed's dead on the chat. Brown Lightning, Joseph, Birch Music says $50 tomorrow on INTC. Let's go. Hopefully we can participate in that. We got Nikki, we got T-Man, Pelican, Scott Mode, Tash, RB, Mike P, the Rider, Mr. Westermeyer. How are you doing, my friend? Who else we got? Sharif's left bicep, Adara. 420 Bud Monster. What are you doing after the close? We know already. Matt Marine, close it off, Adara.
Yeah, thank you to Az, thank you to Haley Michelle, thank you to Volky, 420 Bud Monster, again, Hangry, Vaughn Clark, Richelle Keek, Adrian, Katie O'Toole, Trader TV Live in the chat here. We got Trade Dog, Jose M. Gonzalez, Volky again, the Tony Blue Journal, and Aaron. And we'll see you all tomorrow, guys. CEO for Jim Farley talking about tariff impact being at a more reasonable level, but would be more than reasonable is if you join us all at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. See you then, guys. Have a good night.
Catch me on Blue Ocean tonight, guys. Good job, Adara.